As I know what's happening every day, sunny day. I pray, Jaja leads the way, 'cause I and highway. Sunny day, I pray, Jaja leads the way, 'cause I and highway. Now I'm on a journey, always gonna stop me. I see no one in my way. It's even more than words can say. Unless the last year leads away. If it takes more than birds to sing, to let them know he's the only king of kings. God bless him pure. Emperor Selassie. Every time you take one step, something pulls you back. But you get back up each time you fall. Wicked people and bad minds lurking in the dark. But I have no fear, I walk with God. Turn the world off and turn the music on. Just light up another one. Relax and just close your eyes. Oh. Natural, mystic is in the air. Man is the hand out there. Everything is gonna be alright. Anywhere you want it, I'll be giving it to you. Cause your command is, I sing this one for you. You better obtain this. Music is for me and you. Your brain sustain this. These words I'm saying I do. What about them there? John Rastaman, chant and feel so high. Until you reach the sky. Meditation feels so high. When we tap the wings and chant, bongo man, chant and feel so high. Until you reach the sky. Meditation feels so high. Man, if you go chant and pray a psalm, that you keep the devil away. Just on a beer, never you go astray. You only better chant and pray a psalm, that you keep the devil away. Just on a beer, never you go astray. Yes, them confused, them don't know how we should be choose. Them and the devil gone on cross. Yes, them confused, them don't know how we should be choose. Yes, the devil go blow them fuse. Yes, the devil go jump them and him wind them and him die them and him sign them. Rasta man come here to remind them. Yo, me a fair. Yes, mama, me go me yell me king. Righteousness, I'm a rising. Like mountains round about Jerusalem.
As we take it back to the future, the sound of Sizzla Kalonji. As we wake up to the righteousness. All bongo man, Rasta man on the inside. Doing it for you as we meditate. Rise and shine, bringing positivity into your life. You know how we do it. Back to the future, Boom 106.9. Shady. Bring the tune, you.
Come night, you come here, pick up Babylon crackers. Babylon cool, you let a fire like fritters. Hold on, who know it, like say, who the icons, who free up the knowledge to the youth and new producers. Worse, littering is all your litter. Flattering lips, this a talk you like litters. All TV personnel and all radio announcers. Black man,
taking you on the journey of consciousness this morning. As we replenish your energy,
from the dust,
reach out.
Cause Ethiopia is a must. Yo, rising up from the dust. We can't, look how you can't get crushed.
Me love me car, me love me bike, me love me money and thing. But most of all, me love me brownie. Love me car, me love me bike, me love me money and thing. But most of all, me love me brownie. Pamela and Dan, Suzette and Nadine, I wonder what the whole vibe of them thinking. Them a plan and them a con and them a scheme, cause them want much of me and me brownie. But all the rumor them a spread, and a fuck up my head, my land, and none listening. And she know what she alone, and me must come back home to her in a evening. And me and her is very close, and me love her the most, and me not hurt her feelings. So all the talk, them a talk, all the chat, them a chat, my land, and not hearing us. We don't stop crying, we all black woman, no. Respect all the girl, them with their complexion, but you don't stop crying. We all black woman, one heap of things I want for uno complexion. Black is beauty, uno cola is one in a million. Having from birth a natural suntan. Smooth like a grape, not through your usual lotion. Take it care of your complexion.
Nine.
Saddest day of my life is when she left me with a broken heart. Good morning. The pain, the saddest day in my life is when she left me with a broken heart. I was going insane. Yes, try to erase all the memories. They're the ones that haunt me. If I could forget all about the past, how long will this go on? The saddest day in my life is when she left me with a broken heart. I was feeling the pain, the saddest day in my life is when she left me with a broken heart.
Don't worry. If you're suffering through sadness, Shady, you know we're going to help them through it, right?
I cherish every moment that you're around. I might not show it, but I wish you, baby. I wish things I'd like to do.
This is how we do it. Back to the Future, Boom 106.9 FM, Monday to Friday. Check it.
I cherish every moment that you're around. I might not show it cause I can't find words to say. I try to say I love you, but I get tongue-tied. I start to raise your word and fail in every way. I wish you would stay longer. Bright up my life like Disney World would. I wish you would stay longer. But just like magic you will come, oh baby. Must find a way to keep you all to myself. Then I'll retire from staying out so late at night. When we're alone together, we can be doctor and nurse. If it should be forever, then baby, we should get it right. I wish you would stay longer. Bright up my life like Disney World. I wish you would stay longer. Just like magic you will.
95% black and 5% white.
Ah, boy, Shady, you're making me break all my own rules today now. This ain't good.
95% black and 5% white in jails. 95% black and 5% white in jails. No, you'd meant I want you to change your intention. Whoa, whoa, and try to set up a production. Yeah. No, open your eyes to reality. Whoa, and try to remember the days of slavery. 95% black and 5% white in jails. 95% black and 5% white in jails.
Girl, won't you
Get
go
your
home,
dumb.
go home to your nana, go home to your nana, you're too young to be my lover. If you're to be my lover,
Oh, yes.
you must be 18 and over.
I sing. Woman, you're pretty body, you no respond. What him looking at is a life sentence. So, woman, you're fat body, you no cater. You big in a body, but young like our. I check you out, me see you on the corner. You are my girl in your skirts, man, your veranda. Yes, I take it life, keep brand like our. Woman, when you get it from your possess the charmer. Would you but you're not fitter? But the one for the girl, young in a age, and that's a serious matter. These man every time, I go make them most time, but no pay them no mind. Why?
It's killing me, buddy. It's killing me to stop this one. Coco T, Buju Banton talking about too young. Gal. It's 7 o'clock in SVG. Let's do this. Boom 1069.
We are the trending station. We are the trending station.
Boom up the radio, they don't know because they are. Boom it up.
Boom 1069.
Baby, I love you. It's true. I love you. Yeah, I love you. I love you. Say we toxic. Yeah. Full of toxic love. Cause when I say we done, you say we done, then we back together. If that makes us toxic. Yeah. We don't give up. Cause baby, at least we know it's real. Everybody has a type, and everybody has a choice. Baby, I choose you. Yeah, cause you're crazy, match my crazy. You're my Beyonce, and I'm your Jay-Z. Even when I'm so mad at you. 1 minute I can't stand you, next minute that is there. I block you, just the one block you. And ask you how was your day like normal. And don't even talk about between the sheets. So sweet, I can't leave. Maybe that is why they say we toxic. Like toxic love. Cause when I say we done, you say we done, then we back together. If that makes us toxic. We don't give up. Cause baby, at least we know it's real. My biggest investment was the stocks or apartments. Oh, maybe it was you. All of the pain and the fights and the stress and the sex mix up together. Be with no other. Even when I don't like you. 1 minute is I love you, next minute is helping. I tell my friends I don't want you, then they see us together again like normal. And don't even talk about between the sheets. So sweet, I can't leave. Maybe that is why you say we toxic. Cause I'm toxic love. Cause when I say we done, you say we done, then we back together. If that makes us toxic, we don't give up. Cause baby, at least we know it's real.
Acting like strangers, but do we know what has happened between us? We keep it on the low. Moving like strangers, but do we know the little thing that between us? We keep it on the low. Well, alright then. You and your friend over there, so me and my squad over here, so DJ must you back the bongo. I speak for, but the two are we done now. That we got to move discreetly. No sloppiness, keep it PG. Later by the spot you go beat me. Till then just pretend you not see me. Big people think so we can keep a secret. When you walk out the door, just leave it right here. Don't take it out there. Acting like strangers. But so we know what has happened.
What can I do you for? I mean, what can I do for you?
Moving like strangers, but do we know the little thing that between us? We keep it on the low.
What can I do for you? You love your man, but you want a secret agent. I'm a new last one, not a bloody vagrant. You love your man, live with your man, keep your man. But just like me, your secret agent. You love your man, but you want a secret agent. I'm a new last one, not a bloody vagrant. You love your man, live with your man, keep your man. But just make me your secret agent.
Baby, me and you just doing things that nobody don't know. Nobody don't know.
Baby, baby, when we do it, think it's sweet, but nobody can know. Nobody can know.
How you give me the thing you make me say? Oh, my girl, when you fling it on me, you make me say. Oh, how you give me the thing you make me say? Oh, my girl, when you fling it on me, you make me say.
The evolution of radio. Home 1069.
This music so sweet, look what it do.
Look what you do, look what it do. If you play your cards, that could be you.
You're moving your ways, speaking your truth.
Hey, speak it, lie. When I throw it back, it's back to the roots.
Straight back, yeah.
When last you feel this type of way.
At last we find the remedy.
Long time I miss it out of it.
So now we dig them, give it them, we get it finally. Come to it.
Dingole, dingole with me now.
Dingole with me now.
Don't let me
Dingole with me now. Dingole with me now.
So we sticking and we dumb there.
We tripping and we sipping like we own it.
Head falling, I'm all down in there.
And if you wanna bring it, you can bring it right there.
I can't sleep, dancing in the street.
Where I'm from, hot girl whining in town.
Like a river, like on the panorama.
And the dance and teach is bedroom.
When I can eat, I'm ready to the savannah.
Where is it?
I didn't say
Trying
anything.
to catch him in the act
I
there.
didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Trying to
Ladies and
trying to do
gentlemen,
that,
they are
you know,
trying to be
catch him
smooch.
red-handed.
They are trying to be smooch my character.
Tried it.
Nah.
I tried to.
They try to
press
hot
the
mic
button.
me here like
Yes,
Trump, you know.
boy.
And we're talking about grabbing people in the things.
You see, Shady, I just did it a bit too late. Good morning to you if you're just linking up with us. It's OMG in the morning. Saying good morning, especially to our Facebook family. Good morning to you.
Calling him, all of them names.
Jill. Hi, Jill.
JSC in the house. Jillian Sutherland.
Sylvia is locked on. Morning, Juice Man.
Juices.
Morning, Dwight.
Juices, my IRL thirsty these days, you know. I will drink everybody's.
Highly favored child. Morning to you. Good morning to Mary. Who else is there?
Morning, Mary.
You begging? You sound like you're begging for friends there, boy.
Quite contrary.
Smoking a ball this morning.
I give up. I give up. Lamont, good morning to you. Bernadette, good morning to you. Let me see what else. Got anything else to say to those things?
I have nothing to say to anybody.
All right. Allison, good morning as well.
All I can say is I got a new early morning med, and it's working.
Clearly,
I like my early morning med.
I think me and Shady needs some of that so that we
I
can
do
be
my
on his
push-up
level.
and sit-ups in the morning.
It's not his meds.
And have a banana. And my
Wait, listen. This thing's serious
You're
with my
right.
DJ.
Yo,
My DJ is on a mission. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of you, you know. I'm very proud of you. So if you see him in like KFC or
if you see me in KFC, I'm buying for someone.
no,
no,
just
don't believe him.
just-
Don't believe him.
Trust me.
run up
Trust
to him
me.
like that
Run
crazy
him.
guy in the streets
No.
and slap the box out the
Tell
time.
him. You know about all of that. Eh?
If you see me in
Take
KFC,
it from him and tell him he ain't supposed to.
Hey,
do it.
no,
Thanks
do
for buying
this.
for me. Do
Watch
not
the
follow.
actions. What's the action?
I am afraid to look. I don't know.
yeah,
what's
do
going
it.
on.
Like,
We're not doing no Chris Rock specials here.
Will.
No Chris Rock specials. No.
I want to see chicken and fries flying all over the place. The janitor stoops in KFC.
So dramatic.
Nah, but if you see me in KFC,
So
I'm buying for
dramatic.
someone.
You're buying for somebody. No. Take it from him because he's not supposed to be eating.
That's what I say. I give. Listen,
Not Mario's version.
I will clean it up.
No, you won't. Mario just say he wouldn't do something.
Well, me, okay.
Don't.
Me
You see,
saying that
exactly.
I will do it means that I will appoint an individual to get it done.
That makes sense.
But it's still getting done, you know. It's
not the
still
same
getting
thing.
done.
It's not the same thing. Good morning, Ricky. That's my family there. Good morning, Ricky.
Yeah.
If you want to be part of all things 1069, you got to check us out on our social media platforms like Facebook, which we're live on right now, on Instagram, on YouTube at BoomSVG1069. We can also find us on Twitch at Boom1069SVG.
Yep.
And something else you got to check out this week is Max Pizza and Kitchen in Beckwith. They've got the Vinci Pizza delivery, where you can get your pizza delivered to you every Friday. Just place your order by Thursday at 10 p.m. You can call them at 458-3474, and your order will be delivered the following Friday at the Wharf for 5:30 p.m. All right, so let's start talking some things. Let's start talking some things here. Before we jumped out for Back to the Future, we discussed.
We
Neither ain't tease nobody.
Oh gosh.
We mentioned.
Can't say anything about that. See, no words are safe enough.
No
I
words
heard
are
somebody
safe.
say, "Man,
No words are
there was a
safe.
team named Predators. What wrong with people?"
You can't have
You
that
can-
name now.
You
You
can,
can't have that name now.
the canceling things.
Yeah. It's like serious cancel culture. So what was the first one we spoke about? I said that I wanted to
You said you
mention
wanted to touch
something
about
about CJ
CJ.
Weeks.
But did you want to do that after all the other stuff, since that's a more solid, meaty thing that you might want to get? Or did you want to talk about
No.
Vinci's getting money first?
No, I want to talk about CJ first.
Talk about CJ. Talk it.
You know, it's bothering me, because I said it before, I believe, and I will say it again. It seems as though we only become passionate about things when it hits close to home. That is not the case for me. And I know it's not the case for many other persons, but sometimes that is the truth about how we deal with things. I can't even remember how long ago it has been since this incident occurred with CJ Weeks. And I'm so sorry that my voice isn't like all the way there so that I can really say what I have to say with that much expression and passion. Because what we heard the last time we had a discussion on CJ Weeks was from our commissioner. He told us that the investigation was almost complete. I think he even gave us like a timeline as to, when he thought it would be complete, we would hear something, and there's still nothing that has followed. We need some answers about this situation that took place with this young man. There is a family. There are friends of this young man who I am sure need this for their healing and need this to be able to move forward. What is the hold up? What is it? What is it that it could possibly be that is restricting them from completing the investigation? Put yourself in these people's positions. How would you feel if it were your son? How would you feel if it were your nephew, your cousin, your friend, anybody for you? You would want justice. You would want it to be dealt with. So please, I'm literally begging on behalf of these persons. Give us some answers, please, Naman. It's not right. It's not right. It is not right to just leave the situation like that. These people, listen, I've seen them posting it. They're hurting. They need this. It's not right. It's time enough now. Like, come on now. Don't do this. You're making it worse for them, and you're making it worse for you. So hopefully, sometime soon, sooner than soon, we can get some answers about this, because we can't. How much longer we need to wait?
Especially as you said, the commission was on the station and said, that they were close to finishing up the investigation. There were certain things he couldn't divulge because of that, and so on and so on. And yeah, here we are 2 months later, and even a
come
peep.
on.
Yeah.
Like, do something better than that.
Yeah. No, I understand that definitely.
No, it's not right. That it's painful to just think about how they must be feeling. It's one thing to lose your loved one.
Yeah.
And then it's another thing when that loved one is so young. And then with the circumstances that surrounded it, it's just not right, man. Come, we could do better than this. And we will do better than this. I have 100% faith in our force, in our police force, and I know that they will do the right thing. So I believe that we will have some answers soon. Please don't make me have to come back and beg again. I don't like begging. I'm not a beggar. So please let us get this sorted as soon as we can. All right. So Mario we're gonna switch gears a bit. Mario gonna tell us about some people getting some monies. Yeah, on a more positive note. Who's getting money? How much money are they getting?
And I hope you know.
Oh,
I hope it's
I hate thinking this is some
because
good money, happy money.
People gonna say that it's only red men getting the money. It's only Mario and his family getting the money.
Is it true?
I wish. I want some money. Vincentian families to receive UN payouts. That's the headline from the Searchlight. Just over 3,700 Vincentian families will receive monetary payouts from a UN agency in short order as this country's assistance efforts continue for families who've been affected by the eruptions of La Soufrière volcano. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves made the announcement yesterday that the World Food Program will spend approximately $1.5 million to make additional payments of 400 to 3,702 families. Sorry. The initiative is from money raised via the UN Global Appeal Fund that was launched last year, with the proceeds being used by UNICEF and the United Nations Environmental Program in various relief efforts. Gonsalves, who was speaking to the launch of the month-long activities to commemorate the first anniversary of the 2021 volcanic eruptions, said assistance will be distributed through Western Union, as was the case previously. Lots of money is still being rolled out, he said, adding that plans have been put in motion for funds to be distributed to farmers and fisherfolk within this year. The housing repair program also continues and is expected to impact 600 homes, which require varying levels of repair. We are doing something which has never been done in the history of this country. We have about 400 houses with repairs, both through the Ministry of Housing and through BRAGSA, the Prime Minister said.
400, he said?
Yeah, about 400, he said. Yeah. He added, quote, "We are doing 27 houses at the moment at Orange Hill. I'm told they have just about 2 more weeks to do their finishings. But we have to do some roadworks and drainage and the like." Drainage. Approximately 24 additional units, albeit temporary, are also being constructed at the old Sandy Bay School location to assist particularly elderly folks in the transition period. That's pretty good. Gonsalves also noted that the collaborative work is being carried out between the government and the Mustique Company to build just over 40 houses. The Prime Minister said, quote, every cabinet I spend at least 1 hour on this matter, and even though they're doing reasonable work, people in the country know me well enough that even if they are working well, I'm still pushing and pushing and pushing for us to go faster than we're going. Because for persons to be living in substandard housing because of La Soufrière, it's a matter which pains me, but I'm sure we'll get to all of them in the most rapid time.
So, do we know how much money it is that they mentioned? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, they said that the World Food Program will spend approximately $1.5 million to make additional payments of $400 to 3,702 families.
Oh, we went through quite an ordeal when the volcano exploded and erupted, and it's people like the World Food Program and a lot of organizations, and of course there were local persons as well people in the diaspora, people regionally. Yo, we got a lot of help, We got quite a bit of help, and we have to be thankful that persons was so kind enough to be concerned with us, because they didn't have to do it. I mean, so to hear that, work continues to be done, people still, getting some funding, because I'm sure some people still need it. It's always a good look. Yeah, so
Definitely
hopefully, and we need to be thankful rather than complain, because I remember there was some people complaining about some of the housing that was being done.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. Sometimes you have to say something is better than nothing. So hopefully it all works out in the end. It's almost a year.
Yeah.
It's almost a year, the 9th, right? You remember we were working.
Well, he also said that, quote, lots of money is still being rolled out, and that plans have been put in motion for funds to be distributed to farmers and the fisher folk within this year, because farmers really need that assistance from all the fallout from their crops and stuff like that.
That's
and
true.
Their animals, right?
That's
so
true.
It'll be nice to know what is being allocated for the farmers and fisher folk.
Yeah,
as well.
And I'm wondering how some farmers are doing now, though, because obviously I don't know about y'all, but I drive in sometimes and I looking over and I see in some pumpkin and watermelon and these things and crops, and they're like, where those things grew, where they come from.
The big pumpkin.
They huge, boy. Yes, boy. Like, and I think definitely the ash has helped, of course. I think it has
with
definitely
all the
helped
nutrients you think on that.
Yeah, that is, trust me, vegetation
explains Mario behavior.
Well,
you think,
no.
think it helped
No.
the holy herb too.
How you know?
Think it helped the holy herb too.
How you know I didn't? How did you know I
heights.
didn't get a prescription sent in from my doctor? From back in.
You ain't
From
get
back in.
no. You ain't get no.
But listen, coming back to the expedition. Oh, I see we got a caller.
Hello, morning.
Greetings, my sister. How are you?
I'm good.
And, and greetings, my brother. Sometimes
morning.
You hear me call you all you want, but all Hamilton waiting for greetings. No, because I have my dog to go fix up and make sure look after it and other things like that. So I want to make sure I get this out to the public. But I want to say you're asking a question about farmers, and you're asking a question about fishermen, and you're asking about allocation. Because why? Because people who come on here, you have Mr. Weeks, you have Richards, you know Gerald Thompson, and they tell you things that they're not telling you the reality. And so Hamilton tell you the reality, and you all literally limit me. But if you all want to know about fishing, but you don't have to go through all of that. You live here, Miss Vera. If you're not reading, you don't know what is an economy. You're not understanding what is happening in St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica. You don't know what is citizen investment program. So now we are getting information about the very importance of citizen investment program. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
And what is happening in the citizen investment program is literally flying. It's going real places with St. Lucia. They're now number one, ranked number one over Think It, and they're doing well. And what St. Lucia can do based with citizen investment program to help the farmers, to help the fishermen, to help the civil servants, they're going to pay increase of salary as from the end of April. Can we do that? So fundamentally, you all must understand what is our budget? 1 billion. It's fraudulent because they can't raise $1 billion. So that is just figures on paper. We had that maybe very early, very 4 or 5 years under the watch of the Union Labour Party. But we had that easily under the NDP, and even So what is happening that we have $1 million on paper?
Right.
But brother, let me tell you something. We don't have agriculture. We used to do 275 for agriculture under the NDP. We did around 220 something million under the Milton Cato administration. If we could do a 5 million now, we could do plenty. But that wasn't so because of coronavirus. So the farmer, the 85% of our land is literally bush. So you all don't know that. You all don't drive around and see that. But you all making Weeks and Jomo and Richards and all of them and Gonzalez come on here and tell you everything okay. And so really and truly, we have no agriculture, we have tourism. And what is happening is that it's now complex because why we have the coronavirus. And so you're even seeing even like Great China now suffering loss of manufacturing sectors, the fishing dropped. But thank God they still have other sectors. So for St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica, thank God this is my investment program. Do you know what is a passport? You know how much you have to pay? 100,000.
So you're in support of CBI?
It's not a matter of in support, that is what is Spain called
Dominica. Your question.
No, but you keep asking me something that you should know.
All right, I'm not talking then.
One last thing. I want to ask you something, right? Are you
No, you can't ask me anything.
Yes, well, I'm going to ask you anything because you're not going to muzzle me. Thank God for that. And my brother not going to muzzle me. Others would. Do you know what is the latest though on the Pfizer document? So we had Pfizer going. I think maybe you might have taken Pfizer. A lot of people took Pfizer.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to tell us about Pfizer another day because we have a commercial break. All right, Mr. Hamilton.
Their new documents and these information are showing that the natural immunity and the devastation to adverse event. My sister, you can
come back when Dr. Thompson is on and engage him.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Hamilton.
All right, Mr. Hamilton.
All right.
He'll be the one to aptly answer any questions about Pfizer.
Anyway,
I can't.
So we're gonna jump out for a commercial break. Coming back, keeping the discussion flowing. Don't you go anywhere. Continue to lock it down with 1069. Can't do it.
Let the game begin.
Football is back. Yes, you heard right. Get ready as the SPG Football Federation presents the Female World Cup Qualifier.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrocint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrocint General Insurance Company.
In full. District Stairs is offering an Easter special designed to floor you. 10% off laminate, vinyl, hardwood, tiles, you name it. We've got you covered if you're looking for durability, versatility, and an array of colors, shapes, and sizes. We offer customized services from start to finish. WhatsApp District Stairs at 1289-200-7649 or check out districtstairs.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for special promotions. Free shipping to SVG for April.
Watch the final leg of Champions League round of 16. See who scores the most points to advance to the NBA playoffs. Action right at your fingertips. Plus 2 gigabytes of SportsMax data every day to stream. SMax 1, SMax 2, and the NBA TV channels. Not just watching, but loving the best sporting experience. SportsMax, simply more sports.
Higher education is a must for your future. UWI Open Campus is in touch. No more than ever. We offer programs of quality, affordability, online, on-site, on demand. From undergraduate to PhD. Fulfill your dreams, acquire your degree. At Open Campus, come in and see us. At UWI Open Campus, your success is a must.
Apply today. Visit our website at www.open.uwi.edu. You can call us at 456-1183.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrocint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrocint General Insurance Company. Call us today at 784-456-1821 or email us at metrocint@fintoserve.com.
Protect the children. Yeah. Don't be afraid to speak out. Teach the kids their rights. Physical and sexual abuse must stop. Join me in this fight now. I want you to see suspect say among friends and families. See suspect say in the schools and communities. Children of the future, they depend on you. Report to the authorities, that's what you should do. You see the signs, do what's right, put a stop to child abuse. See, suspect, say! Among friends and families, a message from the Child Development Division within the Ministry of National Mobilization in collaboration with UNICEF.
We have all endured the wait for 2 years.
I know you're feeling pain.
Now, our time is here for the Masquerade, the sweet sounds of steel, a showcase of Kaiso and energy like no other at Sokomanon. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Carnival 2022, June 24th to July 5th. Vincy Bass, take the ice
Singleness again, when I put my friends, go back and never stop till the end of all in again.
Boom 1069. Come on. SVG's number one.
Being no inevitable, no. Don't know we are human being, the whole are we vulnerable. Hey, me can tell you pain in every language. Yeah. Me can tell you pain in every language. Yeah. Same old book, same old dirty boy, same old cook. From high school days, me know the place gone shook. Everything changing at the place, come look. One lip of money, one lip of pop. If me pop it off, I know nothing a foot. All of my life, all of my days, I'm put in a this, to see the change me a look. One lip of food, go grab a plate with a cook. Some got it, them can't trick me. Hard at the back of sweet at the victory. Hey, mommy, some picnic. Just the life of the money, the power strictly. Yeah, me come from a gut and this and not Disney. Yeah, my eye off on the junks that know me tipsy. Say a prayer for the tongues, the road risky. When me can tell you pain in every language. Me can tell you pain in every language. But we busting every chain in every bandage. Coming up our brain just to get a sandwich. Pain in every language. We know pain in every language. Spanish and Portuguese. Fight the fight like Chinese and Japanese. Try start the thing. Breeze. Tap farm, Javan, Ferran. Pull up and yell around the like Heron. Grew up ghost and wild and dark. Full of venom, Fendi dep on the bars and all the man. Struggles and pain who we been through. Me no like inform and me no bring news. Firehouse on the beach with a hill view. But you feel no pain like the youth, them a see you. Yeah, come me little bit behind the shows. Make the millions and get the city solid up. Me dear one dogs, them dead enough. Free me dogs, them near the prison where you wear the cup. Everybody up.
Yeah, give them a update.
Everybody up, love you look, yeah, give them a update. What me do? Spend a couple dump here, make the club shake. Living legend on the asphalt, know the must here. Slim gala swing the gala have enough weight. Everybody up, give them a update.
Enough shatters, if you run out, just wait. Tough crackers, them badness a cupcake. And no bus clappers, a broke foot, a dog tape. Girl love, top girl straight, or the swamp look. Bangkok a chuck weight, a big broom, a old broom, no freak, a clean sweep. Must wake, no escape. House lift up left gate. Lovey look, a chest plate. Lovey look, roll up a next break. One crocodile, them a pet snake. Run with me style, yeah, give them a upgrade. Move anything, if I know me, that must wait.
Hustle, oh you be love straight.
Rise early, murder the sun, me walk late. Why you think me thing never fluctuate?
Lovey look,
give them a update. Seizure, y'all see me and just shake. One deal with me like she a so great. London y'all would I say, yup mate. Trinidad, New York, upstate. The 9 other y'all, love them, love hate. When me say, badness upgrade. First, black clocks, tough suede. Line them up, think me a run fade.
See me
Get them just afraid. Shooting, straight. Jump up, just made.
Everybody up.
Give them a update.
Everybody up,
love you look, yeah, give them a update.
What me do? Spend a couple dump here, make the club share. Living legend on the asphalt, know the must here. Slim gala swing the gala have enough weight. Everybody up.
I want to say good morning to somebody that just hit us up on a trying to damage myself. That just said good morning to us on WhatsApp, or not just, but good morning to Sexy Momo. I don't know who you are, but I just like that she,
Sexy
her name is Sexy Momo.
Momo.
Yeah, her name is Sexy Momo.
Yeah, that's
so
nice.
Sexy
That's
Momo,
nice. That's a nice name.
big up to you, my girl. I like that. I like the confidence. Mario, in the meantime, you can pull up a Barry to me, please.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. But listen, got a message for you from Digicel. Enjoy Wi-Fi on the go with a Digicel MiFi device.
I don't have it close.
Just show us the thing. Thank you. There you go. Digicel. You see the kind of
the kind of branding and endorsement.
you understand?
Again.
You're seeing things.
Okay.
We're
You see
things.
how
So
it
that's
blinking
a
blue?
Digicel
You see how it
MiFi
blinking blue?
device.
You see the blue blink? Yeah. Things working. This end there for sure. Let me show the real display. I'm gonna display up some things, huh?
Yeah. See my MiFi device.
You see how things?
I think I want to get one.
You see how things light up? Yeah. I don't worry about what's going on here. No. I see.
And the price good too, because I seen it's a $120. That's good. That's good. So you can get a portable MiFi device plus 50 gigabytes of data to use however you want for $120. Renew your data subscription monthly for $80. Purchase your device now at the Digicel corporate office in Fountain, Canawan, and they're also in Union Island, so you can check out their store there.
And when we say to use anyhow you want, they're not, logging you. There's no cap, you know what I mean? And they don't care where you go. Shady, wink, wink. They don't care where you go.
Serious? I don't need that this year for sure. This year for sure. Mario, I have a real vacation. I need to get that.
Yeah. We need to plan that out for you. All right. So Barry's Auto Parts, Lower Middle Street in the blue building next to another place. I won't mention no other place. They might pay me. They stock parts for Nissan vans, Toyota vans, Startlet parts, Ayala parts, Tita parts, Suzuki Swift parts.
Shady.
But it's true, they didn't pay me.
Noted. So
I
could get free ad. I had things to advertise. Shady, we had things to advertise. We need some free ads because that get real free ads up.
Yeah, well, I just realized that. I just realized that.
We need free ads.
I don't know.
No.
All you have to do is be located next to somebody, and apparently you can get a free ad now.
I can put a sign next to somebody.
Well, let me take mine now, Juve. Easter Monday, we go Union Island.
Union Island. Call my DJ for Uber services. Call my DJ for Uber services. Call him. Right.
We need Juve in Union Island for Easter. Make sure.
I ain't paying,
You real wild.
I'll buy drinks for you. I'll buy drinks for you.
You real.
I don't have no visa face.
Anyways,
sorry, Barry. Sorry.
Call Barry.
Barry's excites us. That's why we always talk during Barry's.
You know what I mean? Call Barry's at 593-5226 for more info. You can check out on Fleets. The clearance sale is still on. Customers can get 10% to 15% off selected items, and they are located at Lower Middle Street as well. Call them at 797-8227 for more info. You real wild up the whole
that
scene.
Lady on Fleek, she's so nice.
Yeah.
I really like her. She's very nice, very pleasant. Trust me, his service there is gonna be great. I didn't wild up. I'm just saying, it's my family. I will not pay, but I will help him to do anything he need, and he will get drinks all night. That's all. But Shady, this is how we just roll. Family. All right. So before our counsel comes in, should I take the call?
Yeah, take the call, man. Take the call. Let's see what's going on. She woos up the place.
Good morning. You're live on 106.9.
Hey, good morning, Boom family.
Hey, yeah, Max. Okay.
Happy belated birthday, Max.
Max.
Man, thanks.
When was your birthday?
April 3rd, very close to April Fool's. That's why
That was yesterday. Well, happy belated. No, that wasn't yesterday, Lord.
Yeah. Tell them.
Max, I'm sorry. Happy belated.
Tell them dog have a real birthday. So, tell them dogs just have plenty birthdays.
Belated birthday greetings to you. Your birthday can't be belated. Sorry. Belated birthday greetings.
Yeah, with the whole CJ thing, I'm not expecting to get any update or nothing because Tupac once says LAPD is the biggest gang in California. And what gangs do, gangs look out for themselves. The biggest gang
don't go there.
globally is police.
Okay.
police force. I ain't going to say nothing about Sinmins or whatever the case may be. Look, the officer who get killed on Camden Park and people alleged it was on fire. And they say there was video footage and people alleging that police take the CPU from the camera system and take it, and the family still want answers. And the boy who they say tells bullet, the boy had a mental issue, and the boy went Petersville together. Can't remember the name of China Black now. And people saying how the story is and how the story going. I'm saying so. We have to take ownership, and I'm glad people are not letting the CJ case die down, because at some point in time we have to let the police them know they have to protect and serve. I'm putting emphasis on serve.
Okay, but
the
Max,
general public, because far too much we give the people them in authority who working for us.
Yeah.
Free for all, and we don't hold them accountable.
So Max, how does that look though? I mean, what would be the recommended steps to get because you're saying that there's an established track record of either no reporting, no accountability, or not getting the answers needed, right? So what can be done now that was done that wasn't done before?
We have to continue to talk out about it. We have to protest. We have to protest, because when CJ's death is not just CJ mother alone. CJ death should be a death for everybody. And we have to take, we as a community have to take Badman out of we had. And I'm saying that to say because, okay, say me and CJ mother had a it. We might cuss over a mango, whatever the case, me and CJ get his situation and say, good for she thinks she bright. And I allow that to happen. Don't say nothing. Fast forward 20 years, 30 years, 21 years in this case, 15 years in this case. And my daughter experienced the same thing. I want to go to CJ mother now for give me a strength to come help me to protest. You see what I'm saying? So we have to take Badman out of our heart, because when one Vincentian dead, one Vincentian get raped, one Vincentian get rang in the court of law, it's all of we they violating, you know. And we have to stop looking at it on a political standpoint. When wrong happens, we're supposed to say, nah, that is wrong. I don't care if it's against somebody who I deemed my enemy, but we're not supposed to have no enemy. We're supposed to have people we disagree with. You know what I'm saying? So what we need to do, we need to take hold of it, because right now, which spice have a saying, say, bend a tree before it grows. And our opportunity to bend that tree has now passed. So now we need some chains and some very strong, sharp cutlass to chop down this breadfruit tree. A small breadfruit tree easy to pull up and replant if it's not planted properly. But when the breadfruit tree big, you can't come here and pick up the breadfruit tree easy. So now it's going to be very difficult. It's an uphill battle, because now we're not even allowed to protest. Because they say any lad this and any lad that and any lad the other. Look how much time police carrying people. Any hills are in some holes, some go walk them out. I know people who police go and get careful, forget walk out, boy, them man carry them man monk down monk now, walk him out. When the boy come in, man, hand break up, different crutches, and people know these things and nobody says nothing. I know a police officer, a lady police officer who get beat in the barracks.
What?
I wasn't there for any of that.
Yeah, she got beat in the barracks, and she said because she's of a affiliation of another party, nothing happened. And the girl have doctor notes saying she can't stand up too long. You know what they do to the girl? Carry she up post office who stand up by post office with the other police officer, they get ambushy time.
Wow, I didn't know any of this.
Man, these kind of things that's happening in St. Vincent, and that's when Max talk of the staff of people that say, well, pull down St. Vincent. No, I talking because I love St. Vincent. I can't not stop loving St. Vincent. You know what I'm saying? But now I wanna shift to another topic, guys. You talk about the shell, the volcanic
relief
eruption, and the people,
and
the people who got funding from United Nations. That's a very, very good thing. But I also want to make people aware that it's 76 people currently right now from the red zone who are still in shelters. Me and my brethren and them from St. Martin's, take up all this. If I ain't going to call nobody name, me and my brethren them from St. Martin's trying to organize something to help them people in the shelters. So meanwhile, we talking about this, it's people, I was surprised when he tell me this is on my birthday. We drop it in the WhatsApp group, so I want to help out. Obviously, me cannot help. 76 people are still in shelters today. And Danielle, look how much donations we got.
No, we got a lot of
From
help.
all over.
We got
We got a lot of donations from all over the place, and you mean to tell me we still can't help out these 76 people? Meanwhile, we put in money aside for a $200 million hotel.
But they were building homes. They were doing a lot of stuff. How come?
Yeah,
How come they still have so many people in shelters?
Yeah, we need to figure to find that out. Like,
No,
what is the
something needs to happen. We're building homes, yes, but sometimes a lot of things just seem inflated. I'm not saying it's not accurate and it's untrue, but sometimes something that if I'm 100 might if I'm pay, if I'm only 50 might bill. Because we sound very good on paper now, because we tell United Nations Security Council we go increase safety for women and children. Meanwhile, a man get 4 years for violating all the cookie on video because the law did not allow for him to get stiffer penalties. Meanwhile, we could push for a law to allow cybercrime bill because we didn't want nobody call us talk to people name when they get caught up in an entanglement. But we could push for that law, but we can't amend no law to protect our women and children. But we say United Nations Security Council, we're gonna increase that. I ain't gonna take up all the time. I know I'll have a commercial and things. So
yeah, and we've got
it's very
council as
refreshing.
well.
Continue doing all you're doing, and we have to just keep the fire blazing. We have to just demand more. Demand what is due to us. We ain't asking them to do us no favor. We're just asking them to do their job. Give us some kind of accountability. Police officers, citizens, and economy. Royal Police Force. We're doing a good job, but we need to demand better from all of y'all there to protect and to serve us. You're a public servant.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks, Max.
All right, coming up next is our Plain Talk segment. Our council is backstage, so we're going to jump out, do our final commercial break for this hour, and bring our Plain Talk segment. That's coming up next.
No matter where we come from, the journey begins the same for all of us.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs? At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company. Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique...
District Stairs is offering an Easter special designed to floor you. 10% off laminate, vinyl, hardwood, tiles, you name it. We've got you covered if you're looking for durability, versatility, and an array of colors, shapes, and sizes. We offer customized services from start to finish. WhatsApp District Stairs at 1289-200-7649 or check out districtstairs.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for special promotions. Free shipping to SVG for April.
At Metrosint at FintyServe.com.
Introducing a new amazing flavor from Juicy. Sweet tamarind. You can now taste sweet tamarind, sparkly joy, bubbly goodness, tamarind flavor, all in one bottle. Enjoy Juicy Sweet Tamarind today. Juicy Sparkly Joy, available at your favorite supermarket, restaurant, and neighborhood grocery.
The most significant numbers in our DNA. The year the first Guinness was masterfully brewed by Arthur Guinness. 1759 signals the start of more meaningful connections with friends, bars, and bartenders. The perfect time for a taste of black. Celebrate 1759 with a cold Guinness and a chance to win instant prizes. Purchase 2 Guinness or a 6-pack and collect your Guinness scratch card for your chance to win your share of a taste of black. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Guinness Caribbean for more details. Guinness, made of more. Must be 18 years old. Please drink responsibly.
Always
always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off Baker's fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV, or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. To sign up, call BMC Agencies Limited at 457-1066 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
Sweet soft flavor on my sound. Give me another one, it's so yum. Go nuts for donuts. It's such a sweet treat that I love so much. Sugar coated or frosted, yeah. Give me some icing with sprinkles on top. Don't forget the chocolate. Strawberry filling has got me so sweet, yummy, smooth, fresh.
Mommy, I want the big
one. I'm gonna go nuts for donuts. I'm gonna go nuts for donuts.
Go Nuts for Donuts, located in the cruise ship terminal and Massey parking lot, Stony Ground. Our contact number is 491-8955. It's time to go nuts for donuts.
Greetings, this is your boy Luther, the crowd motivator. I just like you to know that during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, we had to let go some things. You see the handshaking? We had to let go that thing. Mass gathering, we had to let go that thing. Partying, all the clubbing, we had to let go that thing. Crowd a man by the bar drinking, boys on the block liming, we had to let go that thing. The overseas traveling, yeah man, let go that thing. Public coughing and sneezing without protecting, yeah man, let go that thing. But you know we can't let go everything, we must keep something. So the hand sanitizing, you had to keep that thing. Social distancing, you had to keep that thing. Boosting your immune system, top up on your vitamin, yes, keep that thing. But in all this, don't forget the Almighty King, because He is the ruler over everything. So go on your knees, pray and sing and stop panicking. Be safe out there, everyone.
This PSA is coming to you with the kind compliments of General Hardware.
Plain talk. Plain talk with JomoThomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now on OMG.
Morning.
All right, we've got our counsel on with us for his Plain Talk segment. Counsel, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, Mario. Good morning, Shady. Good morning, Ding, wherever you might be. The baddest man in radio. Danielle, I wanted to make. There was a column which I wrote last week, which seemed to have generated a lot of interest, a lot of talk, a lot of pushback. It was entitled Ralph Gonzalez's Counter-Revolution. And I wrote the piece because I think it was part of celebrating ULP's 21 years in government. And I thought that whereas the government came in 2001 and had tremendous promise and have delivered on many of the things which they promised, and in the column I pointed to some of them. The commitment of the government to right historical wrongs, to pay agricultural workers monies that they had not received, the 100% mortgage which the government instituted to help people, young people, many of them, to own their own homes, the tremendous amount of effort that was put into training university students, the homes that they built, the construction of the Argyle International Airport, the institution of universal secondary education, Gonzalez's effort as it relates to reparations for genocide and enslavement of African people. I thought all of those were good policies, and the government is properly and rightfully commended for those. But I also came to the conclusion that I don't think, when we look back at St. Vincent, and maybe you've been too young to have this long view, But when I look back at St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I don't think that there's any government in the history of post-independence St. Vincent that has been as undemocratic in its governance practices as Prime Minister Gonzalez and the Unity Labour Party. And I pointed to a number of things. Gonzalez's stiff resistance to allowing the vote of no confidence, which was brought by the opposition, New Democratic Party. His frequent attempt to squash and squelch democratic protests, his police snatching placards from people, his police taking away drums, the African drum from people, the assault on opposition activists where their homes are stormed, they are arrested, their electronic devices, computers and cell phones are seized. I can't recall that happening since the old Labour Party was in power at the very beginning of independence between 1979 and 1984. So, and many people disagree with this. They don't think that those are signs of lack of democracy. I think that even the way in which the government respond to charges, opposition charges, well, not opposition actually, the auditor made the disclosure that the government was unable to account for $95 million over a 5-year period. The auditor's comment that the office was unable to properly audit the financing for the Argyle International Airport. Many of these things, to me, point to a lack of democratic governance. And I have always argued and made the point that whereas we don't have a lot of resources that can help in the rapid development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, one of the things that we could do and one of the things that we could have going for us is the commitment to make St. Vincent the best governed emerging developing country in the world. And I thought that somebody with with an initial progressive bent like Prime Minister Gonzalez would be willing to lead that charge because he has the gravitas, he has the gift of gab, he speaks well, he writes well, he represents well. And I was hoping that even though I have known him for a long time and know of his numerous shortcomings, I never thought that he would have taken this strong authoritarian bent and be so forcefully and strongly opposed to democratic practices and governance. It's true he genuflects to things like elections and so on. But beyond that, his governance, I think, runs afoul of what normal democratic practice should be. And I believe that is a significant weakness. I think he actually sullies his legacy, he smears his legacy, he blackens his legacy by the way in which he has responded to criticism and opposition to his rule. I don't think that he has gotten into his head yet that all the people in Vincentian society would not support him. And once you demonstrate disregard for what he does, I think that he's committed to get you, he's committed to come at you, he's committed to crush you if possible. Don't forget that back in 2000, I think in 1999 or 2000, when Glenn Jackson was not yet with him, he said he was prepared to go into the gutters to meet Glenn Jackson or anyone else. And I think that he has carried that policy. He has stayed true to that policy. And I don't think that has helped to recommend him to many people. And this is why more and more people see him as a suspect person. More and more people are not in any mud about his governance and his rule anymore. And that was reflected in the last election, even where the government went over and above in terms of its largesse, which is distributed to a large section of people, in many respects using and bad using government resources. The opposition still ran away with the majority of the popular votes. So that was the column I wrote. Many people pushed back, including many ULP supporters who didn't think that I was being fair. I always think that I am fair, and I am always willing to look and to respond to what people say in keeping with what I would have said or wrote. But on this one, I feel convinced that whereas a number of good policies came into existence under the ULP, in many respects, we can adopt Charles Dickens' phrase in his 19th century text, in which he says, classically, the more things change, the more they remain the same. We have points of darkness and we have points of light. And I think that we can only build on this. But anyone who is in governance, particularly those who are coming on in the ULP, has to look at that legacy and probably try to shed that very strong, undemocratic, authoritarian, roughhouse kind of rule, which I think is best personified in the leadership of Prime Minister Gonzalez. So that's my take for this morning. You all may have some other things that you want to talk about.
I do want to engage you a bit about your take,
Yes.
if you permit me. But we do have to take a quick station ID.
That's not a problem.
We'll come back and get into some interaction. All right, so we're coming right back with more plain talk.
We are the trending station. We are the trending station.
Me say action movie, you don't know it cool. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom 1069.
Only God knows. Only God knows. Our mystery water. We can be rose. Already know, so turn on the water. Sprinkle the water. Turn on the water. Burn the man in. So turn on the water. Sprinkle the water. Turn on the water. Burn the man in. Showers, showers, turn on the showers, 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 the music give me powers, showers, showers, turn on the showers, 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 the water give me powers. I am the oven, and you are oven, and I'm not oven, try to help me sing oven. This is important, this rule is golden, no matter what we never broken. Only God knows, only God knows. How we miss the water, the tank and the rose. Already know, so turn on the water, sprinkle the water, turn on the water, burn the man in. So turn on the water, sprinkle the water, turn on the water, burn the man in. Showers, showers, turn on the showers, 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 the music give me powers. Showers, showers, turn on the showers, 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 the water give me power.
Boom 1069. SVG's #1.
And we set the trends and lock down all social media platforms. You can follow, like, and subscribe to us on Instagram, on Facebook, and we're live right now, so you can check us out there to see what's going down in the studio and our commentators. We are also on YouTube at Boom SVG 1069. You can also find us on Twitch at Boom 1069 SVG. Remember, you can also link up with us on our station WhatsApp at 455-1069. You can also send us your voice notes there, and you can call us at 451-1069. All right, Council. So you were speaking about this column, and you said something about persons not supporting the Prime Minister and his reaction to that. My question is that obviously there are tons of persons who, especially in the last election, would not have voted for him and his political party, which in some way shows that persons are not necessarily standing with him or want him to govern St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But how many of these people are targeted? How many of these people have the experiences like you described this morning when you spoke about Glenn Jackson and whoever else? How many of these people have had these experiences?
I didn't hear the last words. How many people did what?
Have had those experiences.
Oh, well, look, the way in which authoritarian governments rule is not so much that they may assault or confront the majority of people who may be against them. What they do is go after the most vocal ones. What they do, and in this case, the opposition brings the largest, greatest threat to the government's rule, even though the government has been able to evade their assaults over the last 5 elections, but they have a significant majority of supporters. So what the government does is to go after their people. And we saw it last year and in times before, where opposition activists are arrested, taken to police headquarters, kept there for significant periods of time, and then released, or even when they are charged, the charge is so frivolous that it gets thrown out when it gets to the court. So, and we saw last year as well, where I think in one swoop, the government arrested like about a dozen opposition supporters, took them to court, well, kept them for some time, took them to court, and then again the case fizzled. And we know of the most notorious state assault against opposition activist Kenson King, and with the most recent charges having to do with sedition, which we talked a little about yesterday. Some people have said, well, look, you're one of the most prominent opponents, and how come nothing happened to you? Well, one of the ways I think that I am a major tongue crier, I am probably one of the loudest tongue criers, and you really don't come after tongue criers in the way in which you may go after other people. But things are subtle. I think come after me in subtle ways. Matters that I win in court and we are awarded cost, we don't get it. So it's partly an attempt to choke us off in that way financially. And then the propaganda machine goes overdrive when it comes to certain things that I say or do. But Prime Minister Gonzalez is famous of saying that one of the reasons why he don't go after me is that I am a revolutionary army of one. Every other progressive in St. Vincent supports him. So he's not really bad.
But how many times did you win a case and the government actually made the payout? Versus
how many times?
Yes, versus how many times
I don't know if they ever paid.
So if
they haven't paid. We did the teachers union case. They haven't paid costs. We did the Alina Allen case. They haven't paid costs or damages. We did the Ottosam case. They haven't paid costs. We did the Jamali White case. They haven't paid cost. And those are the ones that immediately come to mind.
And you think that's specifically because you are the lawyer?
Well, part of the cost is not a lot of money. I know government pay costs in the hundreds of thousands of dollars to other people who work for them. So why are they paying $40,000 or $30,000 to someone who is helping to uphold democracy and to keep their feet to the fire and to ensure that they follow the Constitution in the governance of the country?
But Council, you using the word undemocratic, right? Is this something that happened as time progressed, or you think that this was always happening?
Well, I think that increasingly now the government is demonstrating a stronger and stronger undemocratic streak. I think the tendency was always there, but I think that increasingly, and I give the examples with the arrest of, like I said, I can't. It's not since the Milton Cato government between 79 and 84, or between, let's say, between 74 and 84, have we seen the kind of police intrusion into the lives of people? Not since then. I mean, and I challenge anyone to come with a narrative that is persuasively different. So people may not see it in the same way, because a lot of times when it doesn't affect us, if it's not my brother who is fired, I don't really care. If it's not my sister who is damaged in whatever way, I don't care, because the society has become so individualistic that we are no longer our brother's keepers, or we are less our brother's keepers as we used to be. I think in many respects across St. Vincent, we had adopted the African maxim that it takes a village to raise a child. And many of the people across the country would have taken to protecting and preserving the integrity of the neighbor's child or a villager's child. I think less so now. More of us are onto our own things. I don't know if it's because of the stresses of life and things, to keep body and soul together is becoming increasingly more difficult. But certainly we don't have the kind of solidarity, community solidarity that we used to have before.
But Councillor, if it was so undemocratic, why were you okay with being a part of that?
Well, as I said, there are a number of redeeming things that recommends the ULP and still recommends the ULP to significant sections of the Vincentian population. For example, the ULP got 34,000, I think, 328 votes in the last election, whereas the NDP got 34,000, I think, 800 and something. So, and I think that one of the reasons why I supported, and in many respects still support many of the policies of the ULP, I laid some of them out at the top of this, is because some of the policies and program recommends itself to the party, but the undemocratic tendencies and the manifestation of those tendencies are a turn off. I got to tell you, after that vote of no confidence back in 2018, I was so sadly disappointed with the decision of the government not to allow the opposition to debate it. I mean, in the end, it was my error, because I was persuaded by a presentation by then, well, I don't think he was the finance minister then, Camilo Gonzalez, who had made the presentation that the standing orders allowed for the amendment of any resolution that comes before the parliament. I was persuaded. I was disgusted by Prime Minister Gonzalez's presentation. I thought it was just a power play, but I see myself as a rule-based person, and as the Speaker of the House, I was persuaded by Camilo's presentation, although by the next morning, I was convinced that I made a wrong decision. But after that display in that parliament on that issue of the vote of no confidence, I knew that I was not going to be there much longer.
And that is based on what exactly?
Because I thought it was very undemocratic, particularly in the context
So
of the truth.
what happened in that presentation that won you over?
No, well, I remember there was a vote of no confidence tabled by the opposition.
Yes.
And for about 2.5 hours, I was back and forth, mainly with the Prime Minister, who was trying to convince the Parliament and me, essentially, that we did not even have to have a debate of the vote of no confidence. We could simply vote it up or down before. And I strenuously opposed that. I thought that was wrong. I thought the plain meaning of the whole thing was that we should have the debate and then you have a vote on it. So I ruled that we are going to have the vote. And then the Prime Minister came with an amendment, which essentially turned the vote of no confidence into a vote of confidence on his government. And like I said, Camilo Gonzalez made a presentation which I was persuaded by. He looked at the standing orders. He said Section 11 of the standing orders, I think it was, says that you can amend any motion, any resolution. And I was persuaded by that and I agreed that it could have been done. But as I said, by the next morning, I was absolutely convinced that I had made a mistake, that the Constitution called for the vote of no confidence and that no subsidiary act could have superseded what the Constitution says should happen. And therefore, I regretted. That's the only thing I regretted, being Speaker of the House.
In the same way that you talk about decisions that the Prime Minister made that would have negatively impacted his legacy. Do you think that whole situation would do the same to yours?
Absolutely. I think that people would long remember that JomoThomas presided over a situation where
they're not letting it go.
They won't. And understandably so. I think that they're right. Because I mean, it was a new situation for me. I had just been sitting for about 3 years, and because if people remember that discussion, they would remember that I brought up a whole series of things. I made the points to the Prime Minister that look, when you got in 84, by 85, you were allowed to have a vote of no confidence, and you had only 3 members in the Parliament. The opposition has 7. You have 8. Nothing was persuasive to him. And then I said, you know what? We will have the vote. We will have the discussion. And then they came up with this gambit to say that they were going to amend or present an alternative resolution. And as I said, I was persuaded by the argument made that the standing order is so allowed, but it was wrong. But that to me was the straw that broke the camel's back. I knew I wasn't going to run again. I knew that my days were done.
Speaking of which, I doubt you would have listened yesterday, because I think you would have mentioned yesterday in our conversation with Mr. Weeks. He enlightened me about a conversation that happened in my absence. I think Jill was leading the shift that morning. She was filled in. A conversation where she asked you if you would be interested in running again. I think that's what he said, and you would have alluded to running again, but not with the ULP. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know where Mr. Weeks got that from. I think she asked me about my political involvement, and I said that I am always involved and I would remain involved. One of the things I am not going to allow any of the parties to do is to count me out. You know, I wouldn't allow them to say, okay, well, JomoThomas says that he's done with politics. I will not finish with politics. I've been involved ever since I was a student at St. Martin Secondary School. And I have been true to form, whether I was here in St. Vincent or in any other Caribbean country or in the United States, where I spent 21 years. So I'm not going to let them count me out, but I didn't say that I know I will not run for the ULP. ULP would not want me, and I wouldn't want them either. I don't think that I don't see anything except for the fact of wanting to remove the ULP, why I would want to link with the NDP. So I am not projecting here to say I would join their party. I don't see that happening either. But that does not mean I will not continue to have an active presence in Vincentian politics.
Okay.
And then somebody did ask me whether it might have been Jill, or I might be confusing programs. Maybe it's somebody in my program asked why I didn't form a new political party.
Yeah, she asked you that. Well, Mr. Weeks said that she asked.
Right. And I told her if I were 20 years younger, I probably would have.
Okay. You didn't say it didn't make any sense or that it wouldn't work out.
Excuse
You
me?
didn't say that it wouldn't make any sense or that it wouldn't work out or something like that.
I didn't say that. Although I don't agree with people who say that third parties can't make it, because St. Vincent is Exhibit A, where third parties made it. Mr. Mitchell formed his New Democratic Party in 1975, and 9 years later, he was the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So those people who say that third parties can't make it are not correct. I happen to believe if Ken Boy's party had remained, Ken Boy and Starkey John's party had remained and not folded, that they would have been a major contender, if not part of a government already. It might have been some kind of alignment with the opposition. But I am absolutely convinced, had they remained active, they would have emerged as part of the government. They may have been able to remove the ULP before now.
All right, Council. So we do have a voice note here. I'm going to play it. Let's see if it's something relating to our conversation.
Morning, guys. Morning, Simmons on the Grenadines. I don't know if Jomo can remember, but the players today who are governing are the same players back then under Milton Cato who was fighting, who were leading the charge. I don't know if you could remember the Alfonso Shallow case and many others. These are the same guys who have been leading the charge. But now the boot is on a different foot. So they are seeing the thing completely different. So you could see what they've been doing that didn't really come from the heart. But is that they want power. So they use those things to get it into power.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. But I happen to think that the leaders of the left, Ralph Gonzalez, Renrick Rose, Mike Brown, Adrian Sanders, Swallow Brown, Damani Williams, Tidal John, all of them, I think that they meant well, and in many respects, some of them continues to mean well. I think what happens though, the great analyst, political scientist, strategist Karl Marx once said that people interpret the world in varying ways. The problem, however, is to change it. So you may be an activist, and then tomorrow you're in government and you're prime minister and you're minister of this and you're minister of that. And then you realize it is not so easy to move the chains. It is not so easy to carry that ball up the hill. And I have been one who have said repeatedly that these small governments, these small islands, these small countries are not easy to govern because we have such a shortage of resources, and the demands on the national purse is so great. So I think once politicians are confronted with the difficulty of moving the country forward, because if we take the ULP, for example, the ULP got in and 1/3 of the country was in poverty. Today, 1/3 of the country is in poverty. When the ULP got in 21 years ago, unemployment was high. In 2018, the World Bank says 47% of our young people are unemployed. So it's as if you're making one step forward, two steps back. It's a difficult thing to move. And then once you see that, and I'll tell you, the demands of the politician is amazing. The cost in meeting the demands and needs of supporters, you spend a significant amount of money. So I think after a while, after one term, two term, a politician begins to angle and think, well, boy, if I can't move the national chain forward, maybe at a minimum, I need to do something for myself.
All right, Council, we have a call on the line. Hello, good morning, Yon 1069.
Good morning, Ms. Vera.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Morning.
Good morning, Mario. You make some very interesting statement there. But before I say anything, I am close to 74 years of age. I was a member of the National Youth Council in 1967. I was 19 years of age. In those times, maybe you was a youth, because I could never record that seeing you there.
No, I was a little boy in 1967.
Well,
I was just going into primary school, just settling into primary school.
Yeah. I see some functioning in the National Youth Council in 1970 when I then decided to enter Calypso. So I was a regular attendant from that time. So I just want the nation and people to know that there is a lot of hidden history lie up all about the place, which need to come forth. Now this situation, I could remember it was, I think, in 1968 or 69 that, well, Casper London is dead now. But I think it was in that year when someone came into the National Youth Council, and he came with a different ideology than Renwick Rose, Hugh Raggy, Jim Maloney, Reality, Black Messenger, Cecil Pajako there too. And it was black consciousness. It was not communism nor socialism until this person came and started to spread that ideology. People want the black youths or brown youths wanted to be called by an African name.
But Slider, but that is not completely true, because you had you have the young socialist group of people like Swallow Brown and Hugh Raggy and Casper London, and they were named the young socialist group. So to be talking about this person who come as if to say that it was Prime Minister Gonzalez, well, Ralph Gonzalez then, who introduced the whole idea of socialism as a means of analysis is historically incorrect.
Well, I mean, you can't tell me that is historically correct.
Okay, so who formed the Young Socialist Group then?
I don't know.
Right, so you are talking something that's historically incorrect because it wasn't Ralph Gonzalez who formed it.
I am telling you, for the years that we were there, we were not talking communism.
But you mentioned a group of people, and I am saying to you that there was a group in St. Vincent around 68, 69, around the same time that you were talking about. I happen to know the history, and I named persons who were in that group. Who were
there, and the guy, he was to me one of the oldest, one among them. He died in the hospital. You and he been start to form an organization some time ago there. The Methodist, he was a limited and the Methodist.
Oscar Allen.
Okay? In them times it wasn't communism.
No, but anyway.
Okay?
Go ahead, sir.
And it so happened.
You can't blame Ralph Gonzalez for anything. You're not gonna get everything. You're not gonna get any credit from that.
But I am telling you, I am going to a different situation. Because if you could remember, no, fast forward to 1979, when the formation of UPM was before 79, but to go into that election, I believe you was around at that time.
Yes, I was around. I was a member of the Central Committee then.
Could you remember that they wanted one leader, but they couldn't find one leader because Renwick Rose was chosen, then they reject, then the other person was Parnell Campbell, and then it was rejected, and when it come to the Ralph Gonzalez at that time, the other two you could remember into an election with 3 posts for one prime minister.
You have your history wrong, but continue.
3 persons went forward.
That is not true.
79 election.
That is not true.
The three-head monster. Jomo three-head monster.
No.
That's not true.
It's not true. The UPM, because they could not decide on a leader, said they're gonna have a directorate of 3 persons. But going into after Cato them, I think it was Huston Tanis who made the argument that the UPM had a 3-headed monster. The UPM decided that Ralph Gonzalez would lead the electoral campaign then.
Not to my knowledge at all.
All right. Well, we do have to wrap up, Slider, okay?
So it's right there. Right there you could see he had the intention that if not he, nobody else. And that has gone right through up to today. With a group of 2% or 3% of the electorate attach itself to one who had 32% and become leader.
But didn't Mitchell do that? Mitchell had 1 seat in 1972, and he attached himself to 6 parliamentarians and became premier. Why are you so selectively talking history?
No, far different.
To serve a particular purpose. All right, but Slider, thank you very much for your commentary. Unfortunately, we have to end here. All right, Slider, thank you for calling.
PPP reject him. People
All right.
are going to election. What you wanna do? Have a good day.
All right, thank you. All right, Council, I want to say thank you so much for a very long, extended version. I know you have to
until we meet again.
All right, thank you so much. All right. So we're gonna jump out for a commercial break. We have Dr. Thompson to come. He's backstage, so we're gonna sort things out, get some ads played, and come right back. Stick around with us.
At Cashways, we buy, sell, and trade almost anything of value. Get cash for gold same day. The highest prices on jewelry, gold, silver, and diamonds are available at Cashways. Bringing items in good working.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
PM at the Honnesville Sporting Complex. Get your tickets now at the SVG Football Federation office in Kingstown. Adults $10, children $5. There will also be replicas on sale. Look out for face painting and a hype rhythm section. Calling all true patriots. Come out and represent in your blue, yellow, and green for Lady Heat as they take on BVI on Wednesday, April 6th at the Honnesville Sporting Complex. Remember, it's not just football,
It's a vibe. All COVID-19 protocols in full effect. District Stairs is offering an Easter special designed to floor you. 10% off laminate, vinyl, hardwood, tiles, you name it. We've got you covered if you're looking for durability, versatility, and an array of colors, shapes, and sizes. We offer customized services from start to finish. WhatsApp District Stairs at 1289-200-7649 or check out districtstairs.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for special promotions. Free shipping to SVG for April.
What's right? Put up stop to child abuse. See, suspect, say! Among friends and families, a message from the Child Development Division within the Ministry of National Mobilization in collaboration with UNICEF.
We have all endured the wait for 2 years.
I know you're feeling pain.
Now, our time is here for the masquerade, the sweet sounds of steel, a showcase of Kaiso and energy like no other at Sokomanon. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Carnival 2022, June 24th to July 5th. Vincy Mass, take the ice again.
go nice again, thing go nice again. When I put my feet, go back to and never stop till the end of morning again.
Sweet soft flavor on my tongue. Give me another one, it's so young. Go nuts for donuts. It's such a sweet treat that I love so much. Sugar coated or frosted, yeah. Give me some icing with sprinkles on top. Don't forget the chocolate. Strawberry filling has got me so sweet, yummy, smooth, fresh.
Mommy, I want the big one.
I'm gonna go nuts for donuts. I'm gonna go nuts for donuts.
Go Nuts for Donuts, located in the cruise ship terminal and Massey parking lot, Stony Ground. Our contact number is 491-8955. It's time to go nuts for donuts.
Always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off because fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover and special perils. To sign up, call BMC Agencies Limited at 457-1066 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
Higher education is a must for your future. UE Open Campus is in touch, no more than ever. We offer programs of quality, affordability, online, on-site, on demand. From undergraduate to PhD, fulfill your dreams, acquire your degree at Open Campus. Come in and see us at UE Open Campus. Your success is a must.
Apply today. Visit our website at www.open.uwi.edu. You can call us at 456-1183.
The most significant numbers in our DNA. The year the first Guinness was masterfully brewed by Arthur Guinness. 1759 signals the start of more meaningful connections with friends, bars, and bartenders. The perfect time for a taste of black. Celebrate 1759 with a cold Guinness and a chance to win instant prizes. Purchase 2 Guinness or a 6-pack and collect your Guinness scratch card for your chance to win your share of a taste of black. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Guinness Caribbean for more details. Guinness, made of more. Must be 18 years old. Please drink responsibly.
Boom 1069.
Yeah, all the youths them, you know. Without confidence in self, why is the fetal in the race of life? My life is not no Bella Rose. My life is not no Bella Rose. But me not give up. Me I tell you, say me nah give up. Get where you do, me I tell you only faith. Now make them tell you that you can't take and be creative. Looking at yourself and that is strength. Me know you're intelligent. You them never see the work and them only see the glitter, never see the process. Every day them want fight get to your progress. But me nah stop. Me you fi take it to the top. Me I tell them, come me know about struggle and pain. Come me know setback in the game. I'm in no more losing friends. I'm in no make no loose ends. Yeah. Hopeful, now we hopeless. Yeah. Drowning in faith, ain't no progress. Yeah. Smile so bright, gave no stress. Wow. They couldn't flex with us cause we both flex. You had to shine a light, but it's like you don't deserve this light. I know I did things that I can't compromise, but you did the same, don't deserve this life. So fly away. So life feels hopeless. Just fly away. My dreams been broken, Lord. Every time I touch you, you used to love it. You turn around, ain't no love and private, so fly away. We used to be the dopest, yeah. And now my heart is in protest, yeah. Turn to the world to be modeless now. You're a fallen angel in a gold dress, supposed to be my wife, but it's like you don't deserve this life. I know I did things that I can't compromise, but you did the same, don't deserve my life. So fly away, so I feel so blessed. Just fly away. I can't get through. Every time I touch you, it used to nothing. You turn around, ain't no love around it. So
like in a minute, wanna go down. I made it tell you this is something you know ready for. But like a temper man, you're different than a regular. I would tell you say my love money press trigger. Look ya baby, if my tell you say you are my first love, would you believe? May I forgive it to you, cause you saved me from the streets. But life would be without you, can't begin to imagine. I'll if you make me doubt you, me just feel me, I go love the same way. Let's get married, done with the play dates. Next 10 years, do it with the same place. Now I sell you out this type of love, no exchange. Respect you to the fullest, never make you feel no way. My heart iron, but you already know that. Fight for you like the Navy, I'm your little soldier. You give me everything, my one boy, you never will back. Come make me fall in love again.
baby, it is obvious that I'm in love with you, girl. Heart's been racing, I've been waiting just to see you. Baby, it is obvious that I'm in love with you, girl. Heart's been racing, I've been waiting just to see you. All I ask, I'm off the accidents. You captain in charge, I'm off to catch your bus. But now, I'm if let you go. You have my mind and my heart, me have to make you know. I close my eyes so I can see you in the darkness. Would you love me still, baby girl, regardless? Third eye open so I can see all the darkness. Cause baby, it is obvious, you know, that I'm in love with you, girl. Heart's been racing, I've been waiting just to see you. Baby, it is obvious, you know, that I'm in love with you, girl. Heart's been racing, I've been waiting just to see you, just to see you, see you. Keep my eyes closed, just to feel you, darling. I keep my heart vulnerable. Baby, it is unimaginable. The feelings I feel for you, it's euphoria. Feelings can't store it cause it is obvious. I'm in love, heartbeat racing, I've been waiting now. I don't know what you really have been through. I'm excited, I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with you. I've been waiting just to see you. Baby, that I'm in love with you. I've been waiting just to see you.
The evolution of radio. Boom 1069.
Make sure you check out Max Pizza and Kitchen in Beckway. They're introducing the Vinci Pizza delivery. So if you're looking to get your taste of Max this weekend, you got to call them by Thursday at 10 p.m. and place your order. The number to call is 458-3474. Once you do that, your order will be delivered with the Beckway Express the following Friday at the Wall for 5:30 p.m. All right, as promised, DJ, again, big up for you on the live. Somebody named Lennox is bigging you up. So there you go. Yeah. What is it?
I'm saying thank you.
Yeah, say thank you with your chest. Say thank you with your chest. All right, good.
Just a little
All
no.
All right, as promised, we've got Dr. Thompson backstage. Shady, bring him forward to him, please. Let's have a chat with Dr. Thompson this morning. Good morning, Doc. How are you doing today?
Pleasant good morning to you. I hope you could hear me, Danielle.
Loud and clear.
Yes. Well, Danny, you know, I made an announcement several weeks ago that this is my last show.
No, Doc, I heard something being mentioned in my absence last week, and I noticed everybody just going along with this thing. No.
Yes. Well, you know,
Doc,
you know something.
You can't do that.
I tell you something. My role has been of a particular type. But to tell you the truth, I have been quite busy, and a lot of things that I'm supposed to do a bit of traveling of personal nature soon. And I thought this may be a great time ever since we've now dropped a lot of the restrictions and so forth for COVID. And it's time for me to take a bow, And let me also say that, we're now getting into the political realm. I am no longer a politician, and I am not interested in the actual hardcore politics other than being a citizen. I'm finished with politics for sure, And I did find it, before I go into what I want to say about COVID and the environment or other matters, which is what I talk about. That's what I talk about. I don't talk much about politics, but the discussion you had yesterday with Lansford Weeks, discussion this morning, I mean, it's captured me a little bit, It's been very interesting. And what I've been watching really has been your responses, you know what I mean? Your questions, your feel of the issue. And I've been fascinated by that, I think coming out of what Lansford Weeks was saying, it sounded to me as if persons may be implying that Jomo may be auditioning for the NDP. You know what I mean?
Right, I asked him. I had to ask him.
I know. And he waffled a bit there. But, prior to his candidacy, Jomo had been highly critical of the ULP. But the ULP had reached out to him and brought him in as a candidate, and he was included as a candidate when he was always very critical. He didn't change as of January year before, you know what I mean? That wasn't the time. Now I think that when he says in the past he's been the least of the disciples in the ULP, really and truly, from just my knowledge, I don't think a lot of people really trust Joe. I think they think he's untrustworthy. He'll jump from here to there, seek opportunities and so forth. I think people look at him as being opportunistic. But, he has a right. And, his claim that he would like to see St. Vincent shift to China, which he still holds, his stance on national heroes. And I think he's being very thin-skinned. I mean, I know that for a fact. Very thin-skinned. But what's more to me is that I know South Leeward well, that after he ran and lost, the people in the area did not see him. They didn't feel him. They lost confidence in him because, in truth, he's an intellectual. He could come on these programs and he can talk and he can whip up and raise a whatever. He's great at that. He's an intellectual. But in terms of the hardcore retail issues of dealing with constituents, the issues they come up with, I'm not talking about buying a rum or asking for $5 or $20. I'm talking about the hardcore issues outside of the legal profession, issues that people have on a daily basis as constituents. He does not deal with those matters. He runs from those issues. He wants to be on a street corner having an intellectual debate and a discussion. That's been my impression. That's what he loves. And that's why, he would love this.
Do you think that he was out of touch with the average man?
He was not just out of touch. They had lost trust and confidence in him, and they were going to have a different candidate. So when he said he wasn't going to run again, he was not going to, but the people weren't going to accept him running again. They had somebody else. They had other persons. They were not going to have him run again. And as a result, you saw some change in action on his part and so forth. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could do another analysis and say, it was only at the time of that no confidence vote in Parliament that he decided to change. That's what he was suggesting. But listen, a vote of no confidence can't bring down a government. That was the issue of whether the vote of no confidence could be discussed or held or not, or amended. It wasn't one of the vote of no confidence was going to bring down a government. No, that's not the way our constitution allows government to be brought down in this particular setting. So I see him, as always being the consummate intellectual. He can have a great debate and discussion on many topics, but in terms of the hardcore retail people issues. I mean, he could talk people issues and certain issues of rights and so forth. But in terms of the hardcore stuff, he doesn't really have a lot of those particular ideas, you know, and the heart and the passion to deal with those things, you know, because he's not together in that particular sense, you know. And that's just my interpretation. Now, as I said, I am now out of politics, but you know, I thought I'll just offer that because I thought what Lansford Reed brought out there, and the way, the artistic way Lansford brought it out, you picked it up. You picked it up. I think some other persons may not have picked it up, but you picked it up and you went straight at it, Danielle, asking the question. That's what do you think this? And you asked Jomo the same thing, and he waffled today. No, it is, you know, he waffled on the issue. But Claire, he is auditioning for the NDP. He won't form his own party, he says.
In your opinion, we may see our Council Thomas on an NDP ticket.
Well, listen, I doubt it. The reason why is because deep down, and you saw that also in the Joe also sees himself as the leader. And so he will have to push out and make a major push on Major League. He has to push him out the way because he's aged, he's about to retire and so forth. And he's going to push out Friday because he thinks Friday is weak. And so he sees the opportunity there in that respect because of the weakness of Friday and the fact that Major waffles also bounces around different things, you know. And so now I may be out of line talking this, but if you've asked him and if Glansford said he will not go back to the ULP, but ULP clearly won't have him back. And two, he won't form his own party unless there is another party formed. In other words, another third party, he says, won't make it. Therefore, there will be no point him going with. The only other entity to go with would be the NDP. And he's making these calculated overtures and so forth in that regard. It's plain, it's clear, and that's the discussion behind the scenes and so forth. You know, I don't know if you've picked it up, but that's what's been going on for several months now, and so since last year. Now, what I want to also say, I'm really happy. Last week you were not on the program, but Bing was pushing me when Keyshawn was on about the restrictions, when the restrictions coming down.
Right.
Now, I have known that the restrictions were about to come on, but I can't go and make the public announcements. You know, they have to go through the protocol. I was really glad that the medical officer of health, Dr. Duncan, and what was posted online, all those things went through. I think people are very pleased. You know, with restriction mass gatherings, you know, it's now freed up. I was out in the cricket on Sunday and I enjoyed myself. I think people enjoyed themselves. It was wonderful. I think Keyshawn was really happy, you know, and I couldn't really whisper to him, don't worry, Keyshawn, you know, it's going to be okay. But I want to say that unfortunately, we still have some dangers out there. What's going on in China, Vietnam, Cambodia, South Korea is serious. What's going on in Germany? Germany has over 1 million cases a week now. And the United States, things are stepping back up. So that's why we can't be irresponsible and totally let the guard down. And we're still encouraging persons, you know, to wear masks and so forth, wear appropriately and so forth. We're still encouraging persons to do that. But if you come on a van, the van's can be full, just put on a mask. The conductors and the driver, put on a mask too, because we find that works. But let me say, in 2020, it was said the government handled the pandemic well. I think everybody agreed with that. In the last, just over a year, from 2020, January 22, 2020, we've had several spikes. We just finished, I would say, our third spike. And the big issue will be two things. What will happen going on and what have we really achieved? But listen to this. We have the lowest death rate in the Caribbean, I would say, proportionately for population size. We have the lowest infection rate, mainly as a result of the protocols and so forth that we pushed and adhere to. And thirdly, we've done this without the lockdowns, the curfews, the serious issues. The businesses have to close. Home didn't have to close down. Supermarkets didn't have to close down. Different things didn't have to close down. I mean, yes, some hotels and so forth would have been affected and so forth, but we didn't have this catastrophic lockdown of the country that people were asking for, the draconian Chinese methods. Now in China, believe it or not, in Shanghai, their capital of 26 million people, 6 people had tested positive, they locked it down. No, they found more people positive. So it has worked to some degree, but they've tested 26 million people, Danielle. That methodology is far different from what Sweden was trying. Sweden, in the beginning, was trying go natural. Just hug people, shake people's hand, hug people, don't wear no mask, don't do nothing. Today, Sweden has 18,000 people dead, which is 10 times its neighbor Finland and 6 times its neighbor Norway. You know what I mean? Which have just over 1,000 deaths each, 1,500 deaths each. 18,000 deaths. That shows the effect of things. But I want to say, when your infection rate is high, there's a direct relationship between the amount of infection you have and the incident of long COVID. Daniel, you've heard me talk about this many times before. I can't stop talking about it. The countries with high infection rates have huge cases of long COVID. It is serious. As places open back up, there are a lot of people who can't open up themselves. They're in doctors' offices. They're still in clinics. They're still doing that and they'll be there for a while. Some long COVID eases off very quickly, but some people have had long COVID for almost a year and a half, 2 years, can't shake it, can't get rid of it. Because we have a low infection rate, we also have will likely have a low incidence of long COVID. This is serious. This is important. Now, clearly, having all this, the downside is that our vaccination rate is still low. We're one of the lowest in the region. So when I talk about the lowest death rate, lowest infection rate, lowest risk of long COVID, we have the lowest vaccination rate, running 30 to 35%. And maybe if you add maybe 10,000, 15,000 people were infected, I don't know. That brings us up maybe to about 50,000, 45, 50,000 people. That's still low. And we have to, I'm told Bing and others, we have to continue the effort to continue getting people, especially diabetics and the elderly, vaccinated. Don't tell your mother don't get the vaccine. Don't tell your diabetic friend don't get the vaccine. Please get it. And I've explained the reason why. But the point is that I think that the people who are super hesitant and the anti-vaxxers, they really maybe celebrating because St. Vincent has a low vaccination rate. Them celebrating because our death rate is low, our infection rate is low, we won't have much long COVID. I had a drink on that, you know what I mean? And I feel good about that. But one of the things I want to say, there was a recent article from New England Journal of Medicine. Big article. The New England Journal of Medicine, one of the most prestigious journals in the world. They published an article that was peer-reviewed. And Daniel, this is important. It's a peer-reviewed article. An independent panel reviews the article, dissects it, looks at it, and makes sure it doesn't have any bias or so. They found that ivermectin has absolutely no benefit whatsoever in the early stages of COVID, or in the later stages. And in Brazil, they had about 3,000 plus patients in a protocol. Some got ivermectin, some didn't. All got it early. There was no benefit compared to placebo. But what is there's now going to be investigations, because people who promoted ivermectin promoted it either for fame or they promoted it for finance, for gain. You know the amount of money. Now, Pfizer has made billions of dollars. You put out. These people who are pushing ivermectin, boy, they're not just eating a food. They got a whole supermarket, a whole warehouse of food. The point I'm making to you is that if you wanted to contact the American frontline doctors, a group of service was putting people on Connect American Frontline. You paid $90 to see them, US. And then for them to send you the medication, you paid another 70, almost like $440, $450 to pay for a few tablets. And it did not work, you know? And the point I'm making is that this is a sad affair. And I think as we see atrocities in Ukraine and so forth, you know, it's terrible. I am equating this. The people who are pushing ivermectin, where people may have died taking it. I consider that as being a shame, you know, and that's my take for today. I want to say, Danielle, you know, that it's been a pleasure being on the show. I was supposed to have launched something out at the mangrove, but guess what? Somebody broke into my set, stole my chainsaw, stole my weed trimmer, stole a lot of my food, and it got me down, and I decided to put off thing. But I would still love to have you at your discretion. We've had several other entities out there, some weddings and so on.
So when Doc, we need to plan this properly, and we're not done. By the way, you sound like you're wrapping up. We have to engage about what you've said, and we have some questions.
Yes. Well, I was kind of wrapping up. I thought you did. I thought you were gonna let me go.
No. So what we're gonna do is, I have a commercial break to run. It's gonna take us to the top, and then we're gonna come back. We have some questions that we need to ask you this morning. All right. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick commercial break. It's gonna take us to the top, and we're gonna come back, continue our discussion. Stick around.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs? At Metrosynth General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosynth General Insurance Company. Call us today at 784-456-1821 or email us at metrosynth@fintosurf. Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs? At Metrosynth General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosynth General Insurance Company.
During this whole COVID-19
District Stairs is offering an Easter special designed to floor you. 10% off laminate, vinyl, hardwood, tiles, you name it. We've got you covered if you're looking for durability, versatility, and an array of colors, shapes, and sizes. We offer customized services from start to finish. WhatsApp District Stairs at 1289-200-7649 or check out districtstairs.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for special promotions. Free shipping to SVG for April.
thing, boosting your immune system, top up on your vitamin. Yes, keep that thing. But in all this, don't forget the Almighty King, because He is the ruler over everything. So go on your knees, pray and sing and stop panicking. Be safe out there, everyone.
This PSA is coming to you with the kind compliments of General Hardware.
We have all endured the wait for 2 years.
I know you're feeling pain.
Now, our time is here for the masquerade, the sweet sounds of steel, a showcase of Kaiso and energy like no other at Sokomanon. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Carnival 2022, June 24th to July 5th. Vincy Bass, take the ice again.
Tingle nice again, when I'm with my friends, we go party and never stop till the end of morning again.
Protect the children, yeah. Don't be afraid to speak out. Teach the kids their rights. Physical and sexual abuse must stop. Join me in this fight now. I want you to see suspect say among friends and families. See suspect say
in the schools and communities. Children of the future, they depend on you. Report to the authorities, that's what you should do. You see the signs, do what's right, put a stop to child abuse. See, suspect, say! Among friends and families, a message from the Child Development Division within the Ministry of National Mobilization in collaboration with UNICEF.
No matter where we come from, the journey begins the same for all of us. There are no easy ways to achieve our dreams. The road is paved with determination and hard work, fueled by the love of what we do and the ones we do it for. At the St. Vincent Cooperative Bank, we share your vision to succeed. It runs generations deep. That's why we continue to take this journey with you. It's probably not what you expected from a bank, but we're not just any bank. We're the People's Bank.
St. Vincent Cooperative Bank.
Your penny bank, and so much more. For more information, call us at 456-1894 or visit our website today at www.svcooperative.bank.com.
Unlock free premium channels on PlayGo from March 14 to 20. Plus 2 gigabytes PlayGo data every day. Free 16 premium channels. Stay entertained with OWN, T-Nick, MTV, and BET. From international news to home improvement skills, endless laughter plus new recipes. Watch BBC, Comedy Central, HGTV, Discovery, Food Network, and so much more. All you need on TV right in the palm of your hand. PlayGo, simply more entertainment.
Core 1069. Come on. SBG's number one.
And I've been living fast life, but I see it in slow. Oh no, and you see my lifestyle, I got G's in the tub. See many people there outside where they feed man's oboe. Oh no, and me I stand the defender like Joseph Yobo. My girl say she want Netflix and chill, so I chatty get if I want it. If you fall in love, Kelly satin. You go to breakfast, I'm not capping. Can you see dripple, I'm not catching. I'm not faking this, no fugazi. You see these feelings, I'm not catching. I'm a quest and feet, I just want it. Business. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night.
I finally assess if you be the reason why your baba want to jealous me. If you want to take I'm serious, I do top speed. No fit to resonate, I'm on a different frequency. I don't think it's necessary. I be done with just somebody that could do like me. When I be like Musala coming off the right wing, I got to your defender, you no need to tell me. I'm a horse, finesse. And you know send me a must not. I go carry go. If me I got money past you, if you're married for finesse, you know send me a must not. I go carry go. If me I got money past you, if you're not careful.
Business. If I broke, now my business. I'ma show you, you go right. All I care for the night. Business. If I broke, now my business. All I care, you go right. All I care for the night.
If you really married you, but my mind up, you full of the drinker. Show too much love, then we take your feed it. Not like people, not chat to my neighbor. Keep me full when up in the chamber. I'm myself be careful, friends are danger. Stay to myself, cause I do something safer. Turn in on me house and I stack up in paper. And I look at me, I rather them, more than me. We love my more than friend. From a grab away, I'm a little blame. And I see I'm my best friend. From the married me, when I read them. Remember I got my best friend. That's my little way, I'm my little blame. Let me live.
The big legs, they am banging, they am love sewing. Dad, them a dial launch up another beat. Mark X with a crown, you know, see the plate. Big food, jack dog, make us celebrate. Costa Rica, Espanol, client. Top chopper, choppy line, dialing. Cash up, that a instant wiring. And the mic, I sing like violin. Hey, baby, if you couldn't buy a ring. Big spenders, the knock of their head mad. Pop Molly, speed, so pop tag. Post a pick up. Caption can't broke again, no matter which I my drop from. Pop rubber band the dog, get the transit. transaction. Couple it, bang a day, I would deal with action. Toto wine, people climb with deal with London. All star, then you wanna win your champion. That them and then you launch up another beat. Mark X with a crown, you know, see the plate. Big food, Jack Dog, make us celebrate. Costa Rica, Espanol, triangle. Top chopper, choppy line, dialing. Cash up, that I instant wiring. On the mic, I sing like violin. Hey, baby, if you come firing.
Bull 1069. SBG's #1.
All right, before we get back into our discussion with Dr. Thompson this morning, you got to check out Barry's Auto Parts, located in Lower Middle Street in the blue building next to Kathy's Wholesale. Barry's Auto Parts sells parts for Nissan vans, Toyota vans, Starlet parts, also Nissan Tita parts, Suzuki Swift parts, Toyota RAV4 parts. You can also check them out for your arms and routers if you have a Toyota Ronix X. What do you say, Shady? Ronix X. They have Ronix X, not whatever.
Ronix.
That's what I said, right? Ronix.
Right.
Ronix. It's to pronounce it differently. Is it Mario?
Mario.
We have parts for different vehicles available, such as front end cuts, bonnets, and windshield. You can call Barry's Auto Parts, and you can also WhatsApp them. The number is 593-5226 for more information. Also, check out On Fleek Styles for a big clearance sale they've got going down. You can get up to 10 and 15% off selected items in store. They are located in Lower Middle Street. Call On Fleeks at 797-8227 for more information. All right, so Doc, are you with me still? Now I'm not hearing you. I don't know if you muted your microphone. Did you get a phone call?
Am I muted? Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry.
Thank you. So, Doc, we're speaking about the protocols, and I don't know if you guys would have known, because since the protocols, this is the first time that you've been on.
Yes.
So, could you just explain to me what the protocols are right now in relation to social gatherings?
Social gatherings, right. Now, over a period of time, there would have been several SRNOs and then numbered in a particular way. And one of them would have related to gatherings where persons who are in an indoor setting could only have like 20 persons, and person in an outdoor setting could with 10 persons, and person in an outdoor setting they could only be 20. That has now been totally removed, and essentially weddings, funerals, all these sort of things can take place, and they can take place unheeded. Now, it would still mean, though, that the precautions, the normal standard precautions that people would be asked to do in terms of potentially put on a mask and still social distancing and hand washing or hand sanitizer would still be in place, but the size of the gathering, would be okay. Such that at the cricket, I think that the restriction would have just been removed before, and persons would have been able to attend, whether vaccinated or unvaccinated.
So that's what the protocol is currently.
Yeah. So the protocol, one has removed the size of the gathering,
right?
And basically, we allow to gather, and I think this sets the stage for some measure of carnival. No doubt, there will continue to be some tracking, and if we're finding that the amount of cases start to step up to about 5% of the tested amount, then you may see some resurrection of some of these restrictions. But right now, it's a green light for carnival, I would say.
And Doc, you're comfortable with this move?
I believe that we can seize the opportunity at this particular time for a number of reasons. One, when other countries had locked down and did curfew and so forth, we had said, look, that's not necessary. So people in some countries, women came out on a Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and men came out on a Tuesday, Thursday, and a Saturday. Supermarket, remember in Barbados, there was lines around the street just for a few hours to go to supermarket. We didn't have that sort of thing. We did have lining up and so forth to go into a bank and so forth and like that, but it was not a situation where that bank was going to be only open for a half an hour or something like that, you know. So yes, I am comfortable with this in view of what else has been going around the region. It allows us to do more planning. However, in the front of my head and the back of my head, we're also looking at what's happening in other parts of the world and the 3 Omicron variants. We did have what's called a BA1 and a BA2. Well, guess what? The BA1 and the BA2 have merged, right, to form a new variant. Then the BA1, part of it has merged with the Delta variant, and part of the BA2 has merged also with the Delta variant. So we get in a kind of Delta cron. And so we're watching all these kind of situations to see and monitor it carefully. However, for the time being, even though the public health folks are quite cautious, I think the folks in public health have been going at it for 2 years. They're not burnt out by any means, but I think they also need a break. But they are doing their hard work still of surveillance and so forth. And I said, this is a good opportunity to retool and refresh, and it can be quite safe to do so at this time because cases are down and so. Some people say, oh, we ain't testing. There's still a lot of testing, but guess what? They're testing and the testing come negative, but they're testing coming positive for a flu, another type of virus that's floating around that doesn't seem to be that severe anyway, but it's not the COVID in any way.
As you touched on testing there, because that's something that we've been discussing.
Yeah.
What is the process of testing now? Is this something that is available at the flu clinic still, or that is free for the Vincentian public? Or if you want to get tested for COVID, it's strictly something that you have to pay for?
One of the things I want to tell you too is that, Lord have mercy, you know, women who need to get pap smears, women, I'm going to answer your question, who need to get breast exam, men who needed to get prostate exam, or surgery, elective surgery. A lot of the diabetic care and hypertensive care was not being done in the way it should be, so that many of the clinics have now gone back to taking care of long outstanding patients who never haven't been to the doctor for 6 months, 8 months. Their blood pressures are through the roof. Their sugar's out of control. There's a lot of that. And in terms of personnel and so forth, the massive movement of personnel over to COVID, clearly with cases being down, you could move some of them back so that there's still an intensive program. Some of the flu clinics would not be as operational as there should be. They're asking you, if you do feel symptomatic, just call the clinic and tell them that you feel. They will know how to deal with you coming in rather than you having to go to a specific flu clinic. Yes, testing can still be done, but our experience over the last is that people who tested and testing negative, and that we do it. Doesn't mean testing is not taking place. The use of the rapid antigen test versus the PCR has proven to be very effective. So within a matter of 15 minutes, you can get the results instead of having to wait the next day or the day after. So we have a new system now of testing where we have lots and lots of rapid tests. The doctor's offices and so are able to do it. So it don't need to be done in a specific flu. It's been done in the clinics and so forth and done in that way. A rapid test is now an easy 15-minute test to get the result.
That is free at a flu clinic.
At the clinics, from what I understand, it is free. In terms of private offices and so forth, I think that there's a charge for it and so forth. You know, at private offices, there may be a charge for it, or that there may be a charge to see the doctor who's going to check you out and so. And then definitely exit screening. Where exit screening is necessary, there's a charge for that.
Okay, Dr. Thompson, are we due or are we expecting another spike?
I hope not.
Because I've seen, I'm pretty sure it was Minister of Finance, was it Camilo?
But no, listen. We are at risk. You heard me say.
Okay.
I'm tailoring what I'm saying. With the low death rate, low infection rate, low vaccination rate, low COVID exposure risk, we are still vulnerable. There's, I would say, about 50% of our population hasn't been vaccinated. For a country like Cuba, that has 90% vaccination rate, or the Cayman 90%, or Puerto Rico 90%, that means just 10% of the people are not vaccinated. So if an infection comes through, it's like a fire. If you have a small amount of hay, a small amount of bush, dry bush, you can get a small fire. But if you have a whole set of dry bush, now I'm not calling people dry bush. I'm saying that if a fire can be started, a new wave can be started because we have a low vaccination rate. But I am celebrating also the fact that we have low deaths. I mean, you see Barbados and St. Lucia all over 350 deaths. You know what I mean? And you know, we talk about Trinidad, one of the highest death rates and so in the world, you know, and other places. I'm glad we are not like, if somebody were to ask me, would you have preferred a 90% vaccination rate and in between a huge amount of deaths, or would you prefer the low amount of deaths, 106, but the low vaccination rate? Man, I'll choose the 106 with low vaccination rate any day. But the proviso there is that we have to continue the effort of trying to get people still vaccinated. So vaccination is still very much available, especially diabetics and those people at risk and the elderly.
But some people are arguing, you know, if things are returning to normal and, you know, we're opening this and we are getting rid of these protocols, why should I still go and get vaccinated? Because it seems like things are slowing down.
You know, as a result of us, not just things returning to normal, it's also because things are only now returning to normal over the last month or two. Last year, things were not normal. The year before, things were not normal, and people still did not vaccinate then. So the point I'm making is that I think that the reason is not because things have gone back to normal, why they haven't vaccinated. They would have vaccinated already if there was that reason about normalcy, because previously things were not normal. No, I think that because things have been handled relatively well and people have felt safe, people felt comfortable, there hasn't been that severe lockdown, curfew, that inconvenience, everything closed down. There hasn't been that high death rate. I think that has been a factor from a sociological point of view. And I think it could be argued differently, but you know, the studies from what I deal with and so forth would suggest that is the reason, as opposed to over the last month, things have seemingly returned to normal, so people don't need to do anymore. The point is, diabetics, the elderly, please, they still need to vaccinate. If you've convinced your elderly mother or an elderly person diabetic not to convince because you don't believe in it, free that up. Free them up. And allow them to go through and get vaccinated. That's what I say to them.
Okay. Now, Doc, there are people who feel like, okay, you're kind of loosening up on some protocols, but not the other, especially as it relates to travel. We still have to enter St. Vincent with a negative rapid test. It's no longer PCR. Once you're vaccinated, you have to have a negative rapid test. Are we gonna see that being changed anytime soon? We know that in Grenada, I think you can just come as you are.
Yes,
they're accepting.
And I will not necessarily use Grenada as the best example. As I said, there are about 25 countries that have freed things up out of close to 200. I believe that because our vaccination rate is low, we are still at a relative risk. Now, for Vincentians to travel, if there's a country that doesn't need a test, then you can travel to that country. You'll be allowed to leave without having that test to go to that country. However, if that country and many countries still need a test, you will have to get a test too. So we are at a stage that we don't have to be the first to say, everybody, whether you're infected or not, vaccinated or not, you could come in. Now, a person who is vaccinated, right? A person who's vaccinated, all they really, what I understand, all they really need is just a rapid test. You understand? And they don't have to do no quarantine. So things have been relaxed significantly from the travel point of view for the vaccinated. It is still for the unvaccinated person that there is still some issue, and that's because we're still very vulnerable. Danielle, if you knew somebody who was a crook and a murderer, and so would you just let them in the studio, you alone, without Shady and Mario there? Would you do that?
Doc, you see, with this particular point, I'm not the best person to
But I'm asking you.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. And you know, in terms of, there is no spite, there's no hatred. It is public health reimbursement. Now, if there was a person with tuberculosis and we heard they were being transported down to St. Vincent, should we just allow them to come in simple, unabated, without any kind of protocol and so forth, how to handle it? Yeah? No, that wouldn't be wise. And I could name you about 10 other infectious diseases that I would tell you these persons need to have a particular protocol coming in. If it comes in and it's at the airport, the TB person spreads TB to immigration officers and different people and taxi drivers, people say the government was irresponsible of doing so. So I'm saying that this may change in a very short space of time. Abide with everybody. Let us go with this. We've significantly reduced restriction. They removed everything and said the pandemic is over. Forget it. I think that Camilo was saying the pandemic is not declared as being over. Now, for us to take the responsibility and say, we've declared that it's over. It's over for us. We've done with that. 2 years is enough. We finished with that. That's an attitude that one can take, but it's not a scientific approach. It's not a professional approach that I think the professionals have been informing the government. And so therefore the government can't really take a different approach as opposed to what the professionals may be saying. And I think that's what but who knows, in another week, another 2 weeks, things may change again. And I think it's important for people just to abide with this. There's some great reduction in restrictions at a local level. I think let's enjoy that. Let's see sports, let's see culture. Let's all these things start to grow.
The protocols being revised allows large gatherings, okay? There was nothing specific towards vaccinated or unvaccinated persons.
Yeah. Yes. From what I've read, I stand corrected. From what I read, it doesn't seem to have those restrictions.
So then,
and that is largely because let me say that's because locally, even though there may be 1 or 2 cases going around, the amount of infection is low. Now, if a 4th wave does start, that may change. You know, if infection is floating around, if it seems as if the infection, the 3rd wave is over, then you can take those chances, you can take those risks of saying, look, vaccinated, unvaccinated, you know, you could mix up and so forth.
So what is your take on reinstating teachers then? Because if we're allowing unvaccinated and vaccinated people to mix at this point, and it doesn't, and they are very low infection rates, why not those teachers and officers?
Yeah.
To
here's the issue. I think Camilo Gonzalez answered it, and what I'm getting from him is that if next month we did have a 4th wave, what do? You tell those teachers that you have to leave again, you know? I think that is where the complication and so forth lies. You know, that the protection of children, the protection of other teachers, the protection of people in general really requires a very professional scientific approach. So if I can't tell you, you've asked me that question earlier, if there is going to be a 4th wave next month or the month after. I can't tell you that is. I hope there isn't. I pray that there isn't. But if it does, and you've done some reinstatement, what do you do then? Do you tell them, well, you could stay, we ain't gonna bother? Or do you tell them that you have to go again? That is the issue, I think, comes in play.
Okay. Final question, Doc. Someone on the WhatsApp is asking about the protocols for public transportation.
Yes.
Is that still in place, and what is it? Because we can't remember judging from how things are looking.
Yeah, that was one of the other SNOs. They have removed the SNOs. So van drivers, you don't have to have 2 people a seat, 3 people a seat. Just abide with the normal traffic laws. In other words, you can't have 8 people a seat. You know what I mean?
They
You
can't.
have what? Huh?
Shady? They can't, because I
they can't. They have to have. They have to have what the van is for, and the police will still stop them in that. So that's fine. However, the general protocol for everybody is that we want people going into van, wear a mask, and do a little sanitizing before the van drivers and conductors. We want you to wear a mask too. Let us make sure. Okay, the rate is down. There may not be a lot of infection about, but if one does come in, we don't want it to spread like wildfire. Quick. You know what I mean? We don't want in 3-4 days, a whole ton of people, because the original Omicron was milder, but now it has merged. The BA1 has merged with the BA2, and the BA1 is merged with the Delta, and the BA2 is also merged with the Delta. And you're getting these Delta crons and these. Oh my God, I'm fed up, Danielle. I'm talking about variants. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And people are fed up hearing me talk about them. But we gotta watch it and see carefully what's going on with these things. And we can't really tell people, look, throw caution to the wind. I feel a lot of people are trying to suggest, you know what? There was no point getting vaccine, or you didn't comment on what I said in New England Journal of Medicine with the ivermectin and the way people have been raking in money from ivermectin. I have no association with Pfizer, and the Pfizer people making money too. But the point is that people been taking money for false treatment, and they've eat a good food, boy, as a result of that. And we'll see that. And sadly, I think a few Vincentians got caught by that. You know what I mean?
Doc, that's where we have to wrap up. I am not going to bid you farewell, because I don't really accept that you're not going to be.
Well, I think it's time for me to go.
Even if you say no, Doc, even if you say you're going to have a break,
the discussions are going to get into the the discussion's going to get into the politics and so forth, and all that kind of thing.
So much health related. There's so much health related that you can educate us on.
I loved Lansford Week's commentary yesterday. I really loved it.
I bet.
Yes. All the best.
I bet you did. So, Doc, we're looking forward to having you join us again.
Talk to you. Bye.
All right. Have a good one, Dr. Thompson. And that's where we wrap things up with Dr. Thompson. He's saying he's not coming back again, but we'll have him back again at some point in time. Hopefully, we still have Dr. Richards to join us this morning. As a matter of fact, he's going to be coming up next. We're going to jump out for a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll be checking in with Dr. Richards. So keep it locked on.
Let the game begin. Football is back. Yes, you heard right. Get ready as the SPG Football Federation presents the Female World Cup Qualifiers.
District Stairs is offering an Easter special designed to floor you. 10% off laminate, vinyl, hardwood, tiles, you name it. We've got you covered if you're looking for durability, versatility, and an array of colors, shapes, and sizes. We offer customized services from start to finish. WhatsApp District Stairs at 1289-200-7649 or check out districtstairs.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for special promotions. Free shipping to SVG for April.
April 6th at the Honestfair Sporting Complex. Remember, it's not just football, it's a vibe. All COVID-19 protocols in full effect.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs? At Metrosys General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosyn General Insurance Company. Call us today at 784-456-1821 or email us at metrosyn@fintoserve.com.
On Friday, April 8th, there'll be thousands of dollars to be won. A lotto jackpot of $234,000. A new home, car, or that college education.
Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Next lotto jackpot, $234,000.
Protect the children. Yeah. Don't be afraid to speak out. Teach the kids their rights. Physical and sexual abuse must stop. Join me in this fight now. I want you to see suspects say among friends and families. See suspects say in the schools and communities. Children of the future, they depend on you. Report to the authorities, that's what you should do. You'll see these signs, do what's right, put a stop to child abuse. See, suspects say, among friends and
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosys General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosys General Insurance Company.
For your future, UE Open Campus is in touch. No more than ever. We offer programs of quality, affordability, online, on-site, on demand. From undergraduate to PhD, fulfill your dreams, acquire your degree at Open Campus. Come in and see us at UE Open Campus. Your success is a must.
Apply today. Visit our website at www.open.uwi.edu. You can call us at 456-1183.
Greetings. This is your boy Luther, the crowd motivator. I just like you to know that during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, we had to let go some things. You see the handshaking? We had to let go that thing. Mass gathering, we had to let go that thing. Partying, all the clubbing, we had to let go that thing. Crowd a man by the bar drinking, boys on the block liming, we had to let go that thing. The overseas traveling, yeah man, let go that thing. Public coughing and sneezing without protecting, yeah man, let go that thing. But you know we can't let go everything, we must keep something. So the hand sanitizing, you had to keep that thing. Social distancing, you had to keep that thing. Boosting your immune system, top up on your vitamin, yes, keep that thing. But in all this, don't forget the Almighty King, because He is the ruler over everything. So go on your knees, pray and sing and stop panicking. Be safe out there, everyone.
This PSA is coming to you with the kind compliments of General Hardware.
Boom 1069. Come on. SVG's number one.
Turn the beat down a little bit. All right, right there.
What's this scene, yeah? Girl, you mean, yeah? The way you move, yeah. The way you whine and you grind and you bubble and go down. The way you whine, yeah. Girl, you fine, yeah. You move in time, yeah. The way you whine and you grind and you bubble and go down. Down little bit, whine 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 and go down. I like the way you move, yeah. Round and round is the way you move yes. You wine with attitude, yeah. Up and down, baby, wine and move your hips, yeah. Come little bit, wine and go down, 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 yeah. Everybody, gents, it's fun to everybody. We are each and pan your life. I know I suck and pan your life. Them going think we sexy. Them going think we sexy. We are refine pan your life. I know I hold on pan your life. Them going think we sexy. Them going think we sexy. But I just wine, we are wine. And them think we sexy. Make them think we sexy. But I just wine, we are wine. And them think we sexy. Them want think we sexy. Yeah.
Touch me like you need it. Would you say it to me like you mean it? Mean it. You and I know you feel it. So come say it to me like you mean it. We both know you need it. You did do something to me, make you want you all the time. Oh na na na, daddy oh, boy you know say you feel worth my overtime for this love of mine. Me why you feel touch me like you need it. So come say it to me like you mean it. You and I know you feel it. So come say it to me like you mean it. We both know you need it.
Gotta be up when she like on me. Gotta be up when she wine on me. Gotta you rock on the line right there. Now give it up cause she nice right there. And when she ting down there, I swing down there. Gotta be up when she like on me. Listen to double let's go. Now let this go. Come jam up on me, girl, bring that body. Spread your sweet and me darling. Cause what you do on me balling. Whoa, what I feel it. Say baby, I come to wine. Chase some of that, yeah, have a good time. It's all I want, yeah. So come give me all of that, yeah. Listen to double believe. Oh yeah. When I find it, girl, I'm not moving. How you moving? Listen to double with me. Oh yeah. Girl, I'm hoping that I'm not too late. I've been losing. Listen to double when I'm singing to you, girl. Yo, I am feeling, just feeling, I'm feeling. See what I'm seeing. Oh, baby, yeah. Baby. Do you see what I'm seeing? I am feeling, I'm feeling. I know you feel it too. Girl, I know it's true, yeah. Do you want me to try to hold it back? Tell me, baby, do you like it like that when I rock with you? Girl, let me take you to Toco Loco when the sun go low. We could go and go, girl. Go. We're talking hours and non-stop jam. You is a gem, let me take your hand, just come and go, girl. Say, girl, why you do me that? Make big man get a heart attack. Girl, the way you look back when you rock back, I feel away when you whine so pretty.
She say you love too much, woman, you love too much, woman. She say you touch too much, woman, you touch too much, woman. She say you love too much, woman, you love too much, woman. I guess she don't understand. That is the life of a goddess. Good Lord, I am a goddess. I don't mean to hurt you, babe. I don't mean to break your heart. But I'm a goddess. My Lord.
And I undertake and you can't trust another. Let me tell you about that you friendly me, that you friendly me, that you friendly me, that you friendly me. Quick to sell you out, nobody not see like that. Let me tell you about that you friendly me, that you friendly me, that you friendly me, that you friendly me. They will build you up, that's right, just to pull you down. They will set you up, that's right, for you to lose your crown. If you fool me once, then shame on you. Shame on you. And if you fool me again, then shame on me. And then you need to go away, rock so. Rock away, rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away, rock away. Go away, rock so. Rock away, rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away, just dance your stress away. Just dance bad vibes away. Just dance, troubles have you down. Just dance, dance your stress away. Just dance bad vibes away. Just dance, troubles have you down. Just dance them away. And we dancing, dancing. So we dancing, dancing. Yes, we dancing, dancing. We dancing, dancing. Yeah, we dancing, yeah, we dancing. Come let me dance, yeah, we dance. Yeah, let me dance, yeah, we dance. We dance. I say, forget all of the trouble. Just dance them away. Forget all of your worries. Yo. Comme ça. Dansez. Comme ça. Dansez. Just dance your stress away. Just dance bad vibes away. Just dance, troubles have you down. Just dance them away. Just dance your stress away. Just dance bad vibes away. Just troubles have you down. Just dance them away. And we dancing. So we dancing. Yes, we dancing. We dancing. Yeah, we dance. Come let me dance. Yeah, let me dance. Dance.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
All right, we've got Doc joining us this morning. Let me bring him in. All right, good morning to you, Doc Shady. All right, there we go. Can you hear us? And we are not hearing you. It would definitely be on your end.
Let me log out and log back in.
Would you like to log out and log back in for us, please, Doc? All right, so Doc is going to log out and log back in for us because we are reading his lips right now. That's what we're basically doing, reading his lips to figure out what he's saying. But in the meantime, gotta let you know about IKTV. Yeah, you can check them out to see reruns of OMG in the morning. You can also see us live on IKTV, and you can see so much more on IKTV. Like there's local programming with the Countdown with Millennium Kid, Test Your Skills with ZJ Tuffa. For more informative programming, you can also check out IKTV for ANN's On the Spot and Let's Get Down to Business. All of that and more is on IKTV. That is channel 112, All About You.
You guys heard me at all?
Yes, we are.
You're hearing me? Okay, excellent. I don't know what happens.
Once you log on and you
How's the volume?
somebody call or
It's
anything,
great.
you have to log out.
All right, that's good to know. I am not hearing you guys very well, but just want to share a couple of things here, real quick, about focus, about a man with a cause, and all of this is in light of Palm Sunday coming up. I hope with all of the talk about let's get ready for Carnival and stuff that we don't overlook. Traditionally, they used to wait until after Easter Sunday, the religious holiday, to get the Carnival festivities and the build up to Carnival going. But I think having missed Carnival for a couple of years, everybody's chomping at the bits to get, let's go. But come on, we still have Easter Sunday coming. We still have Palm Sunday coming. I want to use some of the stuff related to Palm Sunday to talk to some things, and maybe it applies. It's a very important talk I want to have this morning. I'm not sure who all is listening, but I hope the right people would hear this. It's about focus. It's about leading with focus, not being a leaf in the wind. It's about who or what defines you. Yesterday I talked about the blunting that takes place. That the more people you allow to, people blunt you. I said that people have demands and visions and worldviews that are not your own, not congruent with your own. And though you might have the best aspiration, I think some people need to listen to this little commentary this morning. Though you might have the best aspiration, there's this blunting. I made allusion to a cutlass that could have been sharp, but you bang it against too many stones. It's blunt. And Palm Sunday is a reminder that you ought not to let the voice of people, the thoughts of people, the ideas and the demands of people blunt you. If you watch leaders over a period of time, in order to maintain popularity, in order to maintain office, and you have to accede to the demands of people, and there's a blunting, a very, very sad blunting that takes place. People enter offices with great aspiration, hopes, and ideals, and such an inspiration to the people because they bring a lot to the table. And if you can't save yourself from this blunting process, if you can't save yourself from this process of being made blunt by the banging it against the stones, a lot of your sharpness over a period of time is going to be gone. So as Jesus approached his singular mission, because he said it, I came to earth to die, guys, get it? I came to die. Singular mission. And the people came and tried to blunt. Even James and John came alongside him and said, set up a cabinet and put us, big up in the cabinet. Peter wanted other things from him. The people clamored and said he was great, but they wanted a political ruler. They tried to blunt the guy. They tried to blunt him. People will try to blunt you. So you have to figure out if you are going to define yourself, or you're going to let the opinions and thoughts and posts and what they forward, you have to let yourself, somebody out there need to hear this morning. Are you going to let him define you? Are you going to let them define you? They don't get you, but you're going to let that define you. Are you going to morph and change to suit what people think? People pleasing will cause you to waffle. You will always be here today, and then the next day you're going to be elsewhere. So when I watch what greatness is like, and I'm coming to that, I'm going to tell you about greatness. When I watch what greatness is like, I realize how resolute it is. The great ones are resolute. To be resolute means that you make up your mind. You define who you are, you define what you're going to do, and you are steadfast. And opinions and ideas and thoughts and criticism and pushback will not deter you because you are resolute. And only the resolute can be great. The leaf that is tossed in the wind will always be a leaf that is tossed in the wind. And today it's going to be on this side of the fence. Tomorrow it's going to be on that side of the fence. It's a leaf tossed in the wind. But being resolute based on principle, being resolute based on philosophy, your ideologies of life, your worldview, being resolute when you know who you are, you're not easily tossed around. You lay in the platform for greatness. Listen up. So Jesus now, as he goes to the cross, he exhibits for me this thing of focus which the great ones have. Not allowing people to blunt you, which the great ones have. You listening? He exhibits and demonstrates what it means to be resolute. But then he does this. And again, all of this is leading up to Palm Sunday. Once he has said it, he's going to move into Jerusalem. They're going to lay out the palms before him. He's going to get up on the donkey and you have your first Palm Sunday. But before he does that, and this is why I am saying all of this by way of inspiration. The guy is just great. He says something, Danielle. This is a follow me, it's a counter-cultural proclamation. Counter-cultural meaning it is divergent to the common culture. An outlier. And he says, I think most people, 80% of us listening might know this statement. If anyone would come after me, this is what you do. This is what you do. You take up your cross, guy, and you follow me. You deny yourself, you take up your cross, you follow me. You deny yourself, you take up your cross, you follow me. If anybody is going to walk that pathway of greatness, so hear it. If anybody wants to walk the pathway of greatness, you have to be ready to be countercultural. Because he lays a path. This is what he said. Deny yourself, which is hard. Take up your cross. Who wants that? Who knowingly takes up a cross? If you have ever watched The Passion of the Christ, you know that's crazy. You just say, okay, that's cross, that's suffering, that pain. I got it. I'm taking it. Who does that? Counterculture. We run from pain, we run from suffering, we run from the crosses. And when they make them for us and lay them out, we're not going to take them up. We try to evade and avoid the crosses. He does this countercultural thing. He says, look, you want greatness? If you're going to come after me, I'm going to walk a path. All right? And it's going to lead to Palm Sunday. You want to do that? You got to deny yourself. You got to take up your cross. You got to follow me. Now, let me unpack 2 or 3 things here. Let me see what time it is. Let me unpack 2 or 3 things about this countercultural thing. Okay, yes. Let me unpack what that means. And the reason why so few can be great. I don't know if we're talking about necessarily, I don't know if we're talking about politics all the time, because everything funnels down to politics, but I talk about things outside of politics. So this is greatness in whatever endeavor. Let me unpack it. This countercultural shaping of greatness, for those who listening to me and want to be great, this is what he says. Look, he says what? Suffering is victory. That's the first thing. Suffering is victory. It's countercultural. Because we have a way of envisioning any kind of suffering, whether it is the stab in the back, the harsh word, the unjust criticism. We have a way of evaluating these. And we do everything we can to avoid them. And his countercultural revolution says, guide us the victory. So the short-sightedness of some people, when the suffering comes, Shady, Danielle, and others listening to me, the short-sightedness of people is that they can't see the victory in the suffering. This countercultural thing that he projects as what is good for us. He says profit is loss. And hold on to that. Because it's going to make you rethink, because most of us are geared and drive towards gaining promotion, and not just monetarily, but securing market share and just getting, moving up. And he says, what, be very careful. In that very statement, he said, look, you're going to gain the world and you're going to lose your soul. You're going to gain the world. Whether this applies to those who keep pushing economic benefit, you're going to gain the world. But some of the profit, some of the things we do for profit could be a loss. I don't know who's feeling me this morning, but these are not things that are original with me. This is Jesus saying, guy, profit is loss. Countercultural. He's pain is power. Again, that is this. We don't look at that. Pain is pathway. I said that yesterday. Pain is your progress. And most of us, Daniel, don't want to accommodate pain. Three more. I think I'm almost out of time. Three more real quick. Because it's different. And this is why people get stuck in mediocrity and never achieve purpose. He achieved his purpose. He knew what was coming. He walked into Jerusalem Palm Sunday. He knew what was coming, but he achieved the great 2,000 years we're still talking the thing. And most people just fizzle out because they don't accept this countercultural revolution that could transform them to greatness. Somebody hear me. I don't, even if I only resonate with 2 or 3 people this morning, that's all right. The idea that down is up, again, that's countercultural. We always focus up, move up. Upward mobility, move up. Where did he get his power? It was when he was sacrificed on the cross and he died and they put him in the grave. And well, Resurrection Sunday's coming. We'll talk about that. He just burst the thing. That was power. They put him down. That's how he got up. Gosh, I don't know that we get it. People put us down all the time. And we think that in them putting us down, whether verbally or by vitriol or by vilification, gosh, we don't see how that is elevating. But it is. 2 more. Because I think he was dynamic. I really think he was dynamic. He has taught me a lot of stuff. And I actually didn't believe me when I tell you, I try for these things. Here's what is also countercultural. Serving is greatness. In fact, in the very week that he was to be crucified, he washed them guys' feet. Put basin in front of him, took their dirty feet, put a cloth around his waist, and he went about washing their feet. Oh gosh. And then he looked at them in the eye, he said, what, get this? If anybody wants to be great, they're not going to lord it over you. If anybody wants to be, you have to understand how to meet people's needs. Just serve people. Selflessly serve people. We still remember Mother Teresa. A lot of politicians we don't remember. But we still remember Mother Teresa. Embodiment of service. Not servitude, but service. It's great to serve, Danielle. It's so elevating to do things for people and not self. Not for progress. Not for political stability and for mileage. People do too many things for mileage. And he says greatness, not that. Greatness is just serve somebody. Do something for somebody. I try that. And the last thing that he said, this was transformative. And I wish people are getting me this morning. The last thing that he said is this, I gathered, is that losing is winning. And when you think you have won, you've lost. And often when they think you've lost, you have won. And when they thought that they had killed him and put him away, in the very act of killing him and putting him away, they gave him the victory. Be mindful, yes, of those who want to put you away, finish you off, cancel you, and all of that. Sometimes, guys. Anyways, I think somebody got my message today. Don't fight it. Don't fight when you're down. Don't fight when you're serving. Don't fight when you're losing. Don't fight the pain. Don't fight when you're not getting the profit. Don't fight the suffering. Jesus is actually saying, and he lived it. He says, this is what you need to get to where you need to be. But like I said, a lot of people don't get it. But those who get it, get it. That's about it for today. I hope, I don't know. I hope that I said something that provoked a thought.
I think you did. As you always do. And you know you do.
Thanks, Danielle. I appreciate you. You know, Danielle.
Thank you so much, dog.
I will try to call in tomorrow. I might not be able to do it this way. I have so many engagements. I had something with the Ministry of Health and Wellness. I have a couple of other early engagements. So I might be on the go, but I will do my very, very best to at least call in, even if I can't be in on this fashion. Okay?
Okay. We trust that we will see you tomorrow or hear from you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I promise I'll do my best. I want to, because there's another matter related to, I'll talk about, I hope I can get to call in tomorrow.
Okay. Looking forward to it. All right, Doc. Have a good day. All right. And that's where we wrap things up here on OMG in the morning. We got to say thank you so much for chilling with us today. And we hope that you continue to enjoy your Wednesday. Is Wednesday? Yes, it is.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, your Wednesday. If you go to the gym, I hope that you actually work out and don't just like do it for the gram.
At least I'm good.
Shots fired. It's okay. I had my own gym that I go work out. I go running in the yard. Yeah, space too, run around and stuff. Wait. All right, so we wish you a great day and hope that you continue to lock it down with 106.9. Shout out to everybody that was on the live. If you commented, called us, if you just listened, thank you so very much. As always, coming up next is the Shade Room. Jill and Puncha. Yeah, they are coming up next. Oh, that's Jill. Yeah, they're already in the building. They're going to be taking care of you until 1 p.m. All right, remember, whatever you do today, try to have some fun, but always stay safe. We're going to jump out with a commercial break. It's going to take us to the top. Thanks for kicking it with us right here on OMG in the morning.